Call a bondulance.
Oh, a what? Call a bombulance? What you say? Hello.
Sorry, I didn't realise you were fading up.
Yep, we're fading up. It's time to go, baby! Woo! It's Warhammer Wednesday.
Oh, I like that. Why
I didn't even think of that until just now.
Brand new.
It's Warhammer Wednesday. Hi, welcome to High Rollers D&D, but we're not playing D&D today. No. We're playing Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay game by Cubicle 7.
Yes.
We are currently playing through the Enemy Within campaign module. We've been doing this for a little while now.
Great song by Arch Enemy too.
Thank you, Chris Trott.
Enemy
Speaking of,
Within.
here's
I
who
don't
we
know how it
have. It's Chris Trott. And Kim.
Hi.
And then on the other side, we've got Tom. We've got Ree.
Hello.
That's it. That's who we got here today.
Well, it's also a frog.
Yeah.
In a belly, she's pregnant.
Oh! Is there a frog in here?
Yeah.
We got a loose frog.
There's a frog in there.
I have a frog.
There's a frog. Nice.
It's eating my bones. Is it controlling you? Is it like?
It's a mech. It's a flesh mech. Rhiannon is now the flesh
It's
mech.
Pacific rimming you.
Yeah.
Wait,
We are
that sounded
specifically
bad.
not
getting
talking about
Pacifically
anything
rimmed.
below our
I don't know what people would be talking about today. There's nothing there.
We
You'll
don't
have to learn more.
What you'll have to do is tune in on Sunday.
Yeah.
For High Rollers D&D when we play our D&D campaign of Rois,
Yeah.
and then you will hear all about the mysterious object that we're not going to talk about.
This is a strange, time fold. It's not happened yet, okay?
No.
Not happened.
Yeah. We've already been to the future and had Easter,
Yeah.
done everything. But
Not
you
much has
haven't.
changed, but we live underwater.
Yeah.
And my great grandfather,
Granddaughter.
Daughter.
Grandfather could be hot as well.
Wait, is it my great granddaughter who's pretty fine, or is it someone else's? I hope it's someone else's.
Granddaughter
is pretty fun. Anyway,
Yeah.
Warhammer Fantasy Role-Playing Game by Cubicle 7. If you don't know, this is all set in the no, that's not going to be visible.
It's going to be on this camera, though.
Oh, there you go.
Check it out. Ready? There. Boom.
I don't
Wait,
get
can
that.
you move your water bottle, please?
Water bottle.
Thank you.
If you're not familiar, the Warhammer Fantasy Role-Playing Game is set in the old world of the Warhammer universe. So if you're familiar with Warhammer 40k, you might be familiar with something like Age of Sigmar. This is actually set in the old fantasy universe of Warhammer, which they haven't done anything with for a while. It's all fantasy. There's humans, elves, dwarves, halflings. There's chaos. There's horrible things.
Beasties.
And it's a great little system. It's very different to D&D, but hopefully you can follow us along. We're still learning. There's a bunch of stuff. Last week, a couple of quick clarifications. Last week, some people let us know about a couple of things that we were doing slightly wrong, or maybe didn't understand fully.
Rules clarification.
rules
Much
clarification.
appreciated rules clarification.
Mainly with encumbrance, which actually is a part of the game you have to consider in this, because it is very much about your equipment and your gear and things like that.
Yeah.
And people just let us know that any equipment you are wearing reduces its encumbrance by 1, I believe.
Yes, it does,
there you
yeah.
go.
So, swords, cloaks, clothings, as long as they're equipped, don't actually weigh anything.
Yeah.
Because
But
that makes
I think
sense.
I'm going to make the rule that you can't just have, I have 20 swords equipped. You are literally
you can't literally have 20 swords equipped
in your hands. Yeah, exactly. So we're going to try and keep it as reasonable as we can. And then we did a little bit of stuff with animal training for Kim's Beatrice pupper, where Kim got to make a choice of a bunch of different types of training that you've got, but we're going to go with training for war, which means that they're a little bit better at combat and they're not scared by loud noises. And that's where we are. In terms of a recap story-wise, our party, they're not really heroes. I guess adventurers, mercenaries.
Band of bastards.
Band of bastards. I like
I'm
that.
a rat catcher.
Yeah.
I'm
You
just
do.
here
Bastard.
to
That's a
catch
career.
rats. I'm just here. I'm just hanging out. Just
hanging
like
out.
I want to see what rats around the world look like.
Oh.
Rat tour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, our little travellers, our mercenaries, were making their way to the great city of Altdorf, the capital of the empire.
Shit bucket capital.
But whilst en route, they encountered a carriage that had been attacked by chaotic beastmen, mutated beastmen. And in doing so, they discovered one of the bodies was almost a body double for their companion, Kriemheld, a figure called Castor and they are almost physically identical. And in their satchel was a bunch of legal documents that entitled Castor to a vast fortune of gold and land and a title of nobility.
20,000 gold!
Yeah, along with like land and property and a title as well, which is a big deal. And so they entered a sort of bargain with one another, an agreement that they were going to pull off this heist and pose as this Castor to claim his inheritance and then split it evenly. Upon arrival in Altdorf, they began exploring the city, finding supplies, and in doing so, made the acquaintance of a halfling woman who sort of offered to take them around the city and then sort of overheard too many things.
Oh, how did she do that? Was it because we were just like,
talking
being
about your
stealthy or
secret plot?
subtle?
No, it's because you just
we were
stood in the middle of a bridge and talked about how you found
all
the
of
dead
us.
man and you were posing as him.
Every single person spoke out loud about it.
Yeah,
Not one person in particular. Mainly it was mainly me, but I think everyone else also said some things.
Oh, absolutely. This was a group effort, for sure. But in doing so, Gwendolyn Scrumper, the halfling, has basically joined your band, not necessarily by choice, but through enforcing herself and blackmailing you to take her along and give her a cut of whatever scheme you're planning.
The random NPC,
But-
the first one we've met.
Yeah, but, well, not the first one.
I mean, the first one we met in
Boys.
Altdorf.
In Altdorf, yeah. But in doing so, she has revealed that she does have some useful skills, and I've rolled up Gwen as a sort of not quite a full PC character, but
has
as
a career, right?
She does have a career, so she will gain the same amount of experience you guys gain from now on. So I'm going to level her up as she goes, but she doesn't have all the XP you've gained so far.
Sure.
And she doesn't have as many talents and things like that. I've kind of like made her like a half player character and a half NPC.
Yeah.
But she is very useful. She has some useful skills that you can ask her about and see what she does. But yeah, she's got some things.
Well, we've seen her bust open a chest as if it was nothing.
Yeah, so she's got like a, well, it took a little bit of effort, but like, yeah, she's dexterous, she's agile, she's very pretty, and she's good at talking to people. I'm also not going to give her any of the super cool stuff like fate and resilience, like those permanent resources you guys have.
Oh, okay.
She's going to have the ability to do a couple of re-rolls, but she's not going to have any of the super cool player character.
She does.
the
She does.
Destiny hero stuff
Yeah.
that you guys have.
Does she want a gun?
Can she use
Well, we'll
blunderbuss?
jump back in and then you guys can discuss what kind of equipment you potentially want to share with it. I will tell you that she doesn't have. She's got like a knife, and that's pretty much the only
More
weapon
equipped
that she
than
has.
some of us
She does
were
have some equipment.
at the very start. So that's
Yeah, she's basically the same equipped.
Yeah.
But we're going to jump back in with you guys on. I believe that you were still in the sort of abandoned townhouse. You had seen these mysterious figures had come up to Castor Lieberung, to Kremer, done some sort of weird gesture of scratching their ear, and then sort of ran off and ran into this townhouse. They spoke with somebody, you had a conversation, and then when you went to investigate the townhouse, found that it was empty, that they had abandoned it and run off. You attempted to maybe locate some tracks, see if Beatrice could get like their scent, but the busy, bustling city of Altdorf, they have just vanished into.
gone.
There's no sign of them.
I did also speak to you after the episode last time as well, and asked about that signal. And he basically said that if I could guess that signal, it's a miracle.
It is as you deduced, it was some sort of code, and that there is a countersign. Like when they did something, you would need to do something back, and it specifically says in the module, like, it is almost guaranteed that the players will not do this, but if by some miracle they can, play along with it, just go with it. Like, you can figure out what to do next.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to tell you what it is, just in case you ever bump into them again.
No, I mean,
so.
yeah. I just love that. Like, it's still written in there. It's just, there's a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff in this. Well, because also this is such a famous module. This is, before we get into the game, this is such a well-known module from Warhammer Fantasy Battle. It's been around for years, decades. There are sections in the version I have, which is, hey, if you're playing with people that have played this before, here's a bunch of ways to mess with them. So, like, if you've played it before, or if you were an old school person who played the first edition, you know, oh, I need to do this to, like, and then I'm going to expose them, and you could just be like, yeah, it's different now.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Yeah, so there's like lots of stuff like that. There's a lot of
If
little
you've
side
already
bars and
watched
things.
this story on a popular live streaming channel,
There
you
are
can
ways
still
to play
play
it and
it.
mess around with it. Yep,
You should have
exactly.
flipped him off.
should have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That generally
Or
gets
they
you somewhere.
cross-armed, scratch, and I'm just like,
Just like,
That was the signal. You don't know. But yeah, we're going to jump back in. The city of Altdorf is the height of civilization here in the Empire. There are houses packed together into winding streets as the city spreads across both sides of the Reich, the river that runs through it. You are in a section, you had crossed the bridge and were making your way to the Street of 100 Taverns that leads up to the Königplatz, which is this very famous kind of cultural center, a place where a lot of tourists go. It has a view of the Imperial Palace, the Magicians University and things like that, the Wizard University. But you are kind of just on a little side street, like a little residential street. But compared to the towns and villages that you have probably traveled to and been to elsewhere in the Empire, Altdorf is amazing. It is packed in, but it's also got that claustrophobic feeling of maybe if you've lived in the country and you go to the big city for the first time, the houses are tall and narrow, the people are rushing around everywhere, nobody's friendly, nobody takes their time to say hi or speak to you. Everybody's got somewhere to be. But also, the city is in this constant state of change and flux. People are putting up scaffolding to build new things or tear old things down or redecorate or paint new things. Everybody's after the latest fashion trends. You know, there are all these clothier shops and tailors and seamstresses that are struggling to keep up with the demands of fashion and culture. And you guys are in a small, abandoned townhouse. And that's where we're going to pick back up.
With a letter or a parchment that has Castor's exact description on
Yes, it does, yeah. And a symbol of a sort of open palm in a purple ink.
You should have done that.
I probably should have, yeah.
Open palm, but yeah.
Well, now I know.
Oversight.
Strumper,
You can call me Gwen, darling, it's fine. We don't have to be
There
so
she
formal.
is.
Gwen. Do you know anything about this symbol, this palm, open hand thing?
She will look at it and go, Don't have a fucking clue.
Great.
Not a fucking clue. I don't know, it could be some, secret society of the university. It could be, I don't know, some, who knows?
The guy's got purple robes and everything.
What about you, Father? It seems rather religious.
Yes.
You can certainly make a law, and I would say, I don't think you would necessarily have. I mean, you could choose. You can either make some sort of like law religion if you have that, to see if it's a religious sect. I don't know if that would be under your advanced skills. I think
I've got Breton and Reichland. Or just Reichland for law, actually.
You could do a law right. I'd say roll a law
generic
Reichland, or
Reichland.
just a generic intelligence, which I believe is INT.
Nope. I failed. Do you want to know by how much?
No. I think for this one, because you don't have any specific training in this, I think this is just you just don't know what it is. You've never seen this symbol before. Everybody, you can all make like an intelligence, just a standard intelligence check. I would say I probably should have done this for Trot's one as well. It is very hard. I'd say this is very hard. So it's -30. So that would have been even.
That was 106 then.
So I have to beat.
Well, it reduces your skill by 30.
I have to beat
So
minus
0.
5.
So you had to get a 0 basically. So you couldn't have succeeded.
79.
So no failure.
41.
Unfortunately, with your minuses? I'm guessing that's still not
My
enough.
minus 30, yeah, that will be 71 total.
Wow, what a nice dice.
So yeah, so what's your intelligence?
45.
So you would go down to 15. You would need to roll under a 15
Under
to
15,
succeed.
okay. Yeah, fair.
You're not going to believe this. My my I is 34, so I need to beat a 4 to
Well, it's
get
INT, I believe.
INT is only 25, so I have to beat a -5. I actually rolled a 2, so I can like.
Well, there is a thing of a certain result is always a success.
It can't be.
But yeah, no,
It's not a 1, it's a 2.
Yeah.
Let me.
Lucky number 2.
No, it is something like there is like an always success mechanic in this.
Snake
Like a
eyes.
crit, yeah.
On a D10.
It must be like 0, 0, 0, right?
No, because that's
It's a D100, so I think it's
Oh, that is
something
100.
like 1 to 5. I think is always a success.
that's so you got a 5% chance of always
That's-
succeeding.
Basically the same as a nat 20, right?
Yeah, basically,
Pretty much,
yes.
yeah.
That's true. That is true.
It does say that you can choose not. You can say not everybody likes a 5% chance of it.
What about a 2% chance? I like
So
the
if
sound
you
of that.
roll 96 to 100 on any test, it's always a failure.
Right.
If you roll
Oh, it's
1
the
to
other
5, it is always a success.
Oh, wow.
A success occurs even if your modified characteristics or skill is less than 0 to 1 to 5.
Cool.
Cool.
So,
What? How?
I'm going to say...
I mean, is there... I'm wearing his clothes. Maybe he's got like a parchment or something.
No. I think that it would be
The spirit of
a case of...
Castor.
Someone's approached
You
me
don't know
before.
exactly what this symbol means.
Right.
I almost want to tell Tom this in private.
Yeah, do it.
Do you want us to
Do you want
leave?
us to
Yeah, I think so. Just briefly.
Okay.
Well, thanks,
Castor might
Dave.
be a bastard. Creamer might be a bastard.
I'm trying to figure out how the hell I know.
Well, that's what you're going to have to figure out.
Yeah.
You're going to have to
I'm
figure
a-
that bit out.
I'm a huffer.
All right. I'll send Tom to get you.
Alrighty. Have fun.
So, Cream Hell.
Sure.
There is this worrying moment where you start thinking about this symbol. And you remember working on the boats, maybe it's traveling across the river. You've encountered lots of different people. And you've always heard that certain organizations, some might call them cults, of nefarious powers sometimes mark themselves under certain symbols. Now, this could be one of those. You're not sure, but
Okay.
it could be. You don't know which one, you don't know who it's connected to, but the robes, the mark, the weird symbol, you're starting to get this worrying feeling that Castor Lieberung might be involved in something perhaps more nefarious than the others realize. Now, there are many wealthy members of society who are parts of these cults and are just as entitled to gold and money. There's very much a case of like, there is still a grand opportunity here, but perhaps the risks are now a little bit more
Greater.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, where would I have seen these marks, I guess is the
I
question.
don't think you've
right?
seen this mark before, but it's triggered in your mind that like you've seen like you've encountered boatmen that you had a bad feeling about, or passengers that you've had a bad feeling about, and seen maybe like the symbol of an eclipsed sun on their neck, kind of hidden, like, and they're almost always like these tattoos are like hidden, but maybe like they were like scratching their neck and you glanced it, or you saw it on like the upturned wrist underneath a bracer of a mercenary or something like that.
Okay,
before.
so I can't be certain that this particular group will have a tattoo or
No.
anything like that. I also haven't seen this specific symbol before.
No.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
All right. Do you want to let the others in?
Yeah, I do.
I'll leave you to decide what you want to do with that information.
Please, come on back. Please return.
Okay, there, Ree.
Yeah, I'm good. I just got like a waddle.
Just a little waddle.
Just a little waddle.
Welcome back. Hello, everyone.
So,
So yeah,
hijinks.
what are the rest of you doing?
What are we observing?
I mean, Castor
I'm-
picks up, he's like
I'm
looking
looking
at the
at the
letter, and then
parchment.
that's it. It was like literally a
Purple
moment.
cloak. Yeah.
Well, I think last time I was like, we should 9. Yeah.
Yeah, boom.
Yeah.
Just say
And then-
boom.
We should very much make a very quick decision if we're going to chase the two into the streets or not.
I'm just eating the half left food.
Okay, I guess we're staying here then.
Oh, I mean, we can stay here as long as we want, I think.
Gwendolyn is probably also helping herself to the food that was left
You
there.
think Senna's coming
There's
back?
like fresh bread
Well,
and
it's
like
not
cheese.
To be honest, I think I would.
I agree.
I'd be feeding it with Beatrice as well. Feeding
Yeah.
some bits to Beatrice.
They're just sat at the table, like they're just like eating the stew, eating the bread, eating the
I'm a
cheese.
growing boy.
Gwendolyn's probably going through the cupboards like, oh, they've got some good stuff in here. I'll take that.
Oh, nice.
Boomer will be
right.
like, it's quite urgent. We should be. And he's edging towards a chair. We should really make a decision very quickly.
Look, I mean,
And
I
he's
think
like tucking into the food now.
we don't know our way around the city. Even with Gwen's help, I think they left.
Do you want
a
some
long time
wine?
ago.
I've got no
Yes,
idea where
please,
they
thank you, thanks.
I've got no idea where they could have gone, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
You
long
said
gone.
your little doggy couldn't find anything.
No. The Beatrice. Beatrice, have you found anything? Nom.
It's like tucking into like a little bit of chicken or something that you found in the stew
I
or
think this is
something.
going to require some real thinking.
Yeah, no, I mean, food's ours. But I mean, looking at this cloak, this symbol, this description of Castor. I mean, I haven't seen it before. I haven't seen this symbol before. But I mean, it's all adding up, right? You're all seeing the same thing I'm seeing.
Pervert.
Hand.
No, hand, yes. No, I mean, what it all means together as a collective.
Sex cult?
Maybe, well, could be.
Ooh.
It could be, but it's all very culty.
A
You know
little
what
bit.
cults do.
It's a little bit culty.
Well, it's not like a known symbol. Obviously, I
Well,
know.
it never would be. None of them
if
are.
it's Sigma based, it's a hammer. Or if there's any other major gods that other people for some reason believe in.
Well, I mean, either way, people wandering around giving secret symbols, the robes. This Castor might be bad news.
Or he was into some weird stuff.
Or he's just a creep.
Well, I said pervert.
This is all well and good, but I mean, I don't care if he's a creep or a pervert. And frankly, almost everybody I meet, it normally is. But is he rich? That's the main discussion
certainly, yeah, I
point.
mean, actually, is there any, by chance, is there any indication of this on this official document of cultiness?
Is there a hand?
A hand, yeah.
That's Lucius. Is there a hand?
No hand. No.
Okay.
What about under different light?
What do you mean?
Maybe
Secret code, maybe.
burn it.
I want to burn
Yeah,
it.
burn it.
I need
Yeah, no, we need.
Throw it into the fire. Maybe
I
it
wouldn't-
will
no,
turn
don't
into
do that.
something.
Kramer, why don't you put the robe on and see if it,
Awaken something in me.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. I mean, we should take it with us anyway.
Yeah, it's a
Might be
fairly
something-
standard robe.
Is there anything
well made.
like hidden pockets?
Anything in the
or-
pockets or anything?
Are there any pockets?
You can make a
Pocket check. I haven't got them in my advanced skills.
A evaluate,
Sure.
but do it with SL, and I would say, yeah, this is just normal, so no modifier.
Evaluate, that's an advanced skill, isn't it?
Nope,
certainly
intelligence, INT. Oh, is it in?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's advanced skill. In that case, just INT.
Okie doke. Oh my god, I'm rolling like a god today.
Actually, perception, maybe. But yeah,
Oh, perception.
yeah, perception makes more sense. It's a basic skill.
stick tubby down there.
38 I need to beat. I got 15, so +2.
You thoroughly pat down the robe. You check for like anything hidden in the seams. Running your fingers down it. There's nothing hidden in the robe itself.
Okay.
It is all fairly standard.
No, nothing. But, I mean, we should take the robe with us if we are to...
What do you need?
Stationary.
Oh, I could have just got you that.
if we are to somehow... I mean, I feel like we're going to have to run in with these guys at some point, because if I am Castor, then I guess I'm a cultist now.
Yes, and you're also probably in trouble.
Well, I don't know about trouble.
Well, if they're expecting you to know a sign and you don't know it, they're going to know something's gone wrong, right?
What if it's one of those cults as well that worships demons or, sacrifices children or something like that?
What would a hand represent?
Slap
Usually, if you're showing your palm to somebody, you're showing you're not armed. Maybe it's like a nice.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it could be. There's many secret organizations amongst the temples, the churches, wizards, mages, the palace. Even the imperial, like the emperor, would probably have spies, investigators, that sort of thing.
It may not be so bad as something like a cult. I think we shouldn't,
know.
but we should be wary.
That's where I'm leaning.
Usually,
What
the
is a
richer
slapping
people
club?
get into weird
A
things.
slapping club. It could be a slapping club.
Could be a slapping club.
I can take you to a few of those if that's your interest.
What do you mean? They just slap each other?
Yeah. Only in certain places, but yeah, ultimately that's it.
What kind of places?
Rude places. Oh. Take you to the best ones.
Oh.
Nah.
Okay.
Thanks, Luke.
So what's the plan? I mean, are we still going at, you're put off by the robes and the scary hand, or?
I'm not put off by it, but I mean, we wanted to learn more about this Castor, and I didn't like what I found so far, if I'm honest.
You know what I do like? 20,000 gold
Yeah,
pieces.
me too, yeah.
How far are we willing to go for such an astronomical amount of money?
Well, how far are you willing to go specifically?
Further than you right now.
I'm just saying, as a brother of the church.
I was going to say as well, yeah, being a priest of Sigmar, there is the potential that if this Castor is tied into a cult of chaos, this would be rooting that out, finding out more about them would be a very holy endeavor to bring the light of Sigmar to the ruinous powers, if that's the case.
Bummel stands and gives that speech.
Okay, that's more just telling you.
All right, okay.
But I
Calm
think
down.
Bummel would be like, we must, if this is an insidious darkness, we must rat it out.
No, I'm all
Sorry
for
about
that.
the ratting.
I'm just, if I am to have to be a part of this cult, there is a chance that you'll have to join me in that endeavor.
I'm in.
Okay.
Subterfuge.
That was too quick. Extremely quick in saying
I
you're
can get more work. So the more people I speak to, the more work I can get.
Fair enough.
Honestly, for a share of 20,000 gold, you can honestly, I don't know, tip me upside down and stick me in a pot of glue or do anything.
Glue.
I don't
Okay.
know. Whatever you're into.
Did you say there was a library?
I didn't say that. No, I can't read. But there is the university, the Wizards University. That's where all them learning people go.
Yeah, we
Research.
could find a symbol. Maybe we should do that because we are the only ones capable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably closed by now. It's getting late. You wanted to find an inn to bed down for the night.
Well, we did want to find travel across the rivers as well. So we can start making our way.
Travel, cross river, pub, bed, library.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
There might be some birds in here.
We stay here.
Oh, true.
Well, if we go to the taverns, we can meet people looking for passengers to cross the river.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I mean, if we stay here, there's a high chance that, the guards don't take kindly to sort of, taking over, squatting,
we
taking
are
over people's houses. By all means, let's eat all their food and take all their good booze and anything valuable. But if we stay the night, that's probably where we're going to be getting. Well, also, we'll have to deal with all the other vagrants and thugs who will probably want to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Bummel, how do you feel about looting?
Well,
Fork.
I would certainly have a clearer conscience
Yeah.
if we discover at the library that he is indeed part of a cult, potentially of chaos or some corruption,
Yeah.
in which case we are procuring and redeeming said items from darkness.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wine glasses.
I guess we can do it in advance of this knowledge. And of course, if it discovers that it's a very positive, nice collection of people, we put it all back. Yeah? Are we in agreement?
Yes. I mean, sure. Yeah.
Absolutely, yep.
Oh, yeah, absolutely sure.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dragon statuette. Its arm came off. Worthless.
Thomas, put it back.
Sake! I literally just put that there.
Both its arms have come
Oh
off.
my god!
Because it's not meant to be picked up and pushed around by little
the
little
wings.
child
I don't
hands.
think I'm going to sell this one.
No. I'm also pretty sure you're putting those wings... Oh, no, maybe not backwards. Anyway, looking through... this place, there's not really any valuables worth money. But I would say that,
But
you
full
are...
bellies.
Yeah, it's easy to... Basically, you guys certainly won't need to eat today. There's plenty of... you can probably find a couple of wineskins of wine. Gwen's probably got at least one of them. Links of dried sausages, apples, a bunch of stuff. Most of the food Gwen has put in her bag. But there's also candles. You probably find, let's do it. I'll roll a
Are
d10.
there 4 of them? 4 candles. candles?
There are indeed 4 candles. You find 4 candles, maybe a box of matches, like a book of matches to light them. You could pull off things like the curtains. You could take the pillows, the bed, there's like a straw mattress. But obviously you probably weren't going to be able to carry that. Not much else. No real jewelry or valuables or anything like that. But certainly a couple of useful things if you want to take them.
I'll take candles and matches for my hat.
Sure.
Top up.
Well, yeah, because I got a candle in my hat.
Yeah.
They've been running dry.
Well, what was the next place we were going?
I think we're going to
Tavern?
figure out the travel for the...
Yeah.
Yeah. And last time I came to the conclusion as a huffer that the best place would probably be a tavern to look for.
100%. Yeah. They'll be recruiting for places and things like that for sure.
How about we sneak in the bottle of wine into the tavern so we don't have to buy any drinks there?
That's good. That's really good. That's great.
Yeah.
Just call it the Holy Sacrament.
Blasphemy.
All right, do you want to go find somewhere?
Yeah. How long it'll take?
Oh, depends what you want. I mean, we'll go to the Street of 100 Taverns. Any preferences for certain activities? Any preferences for certain entertainment or company or drinks or food? Or we've already drinking and eaten, but...
Do certain groups or individuals of working conditions go to certain establishments? Say, for example, dock workers?
Yeah,
Do they go to...
There's at least 4 inns that I can take you to that a lot of the dock, the ship folk and boatmen...
Maybe we start in that area?
Sure, if that's what you want, yeah. It's not as exciting, but sure.
We don't have to stay there. It's just...
I like the way you think, Castor. I like the way you think. The first one I would take you to is probably the Boatman Inn. It's a pretty obvious one, but there's a few other river-based ones. The Mudslide, the Slap and Tackle.
3.
There's the Under Key Way.
Okay.
There's the Wharf Rats Post.
I like the sound of that one.
So just 5.
I said there was about 4.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to go to the second from last one that you just said. What was that again?
Can't remember.
The
I've got a
Underkey.
terrible memory, I'll be honest.
It was the Underkey one.
Yeah, we can head there if you want.
The dock one, the first one.
Boat.
Dock.
The Boatman Inn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have... What you look... It's not like I looked to check at something. Sure. You guys make your way with Gwen leading the way. She helps you avoid some of the more sort of nefarious crowds and things like that. But eventually, as you are making your way, Gwen leads you towards... And you can see the Street of 100 Taverns is almost like on a hill. And it stretches up to the Königplatz. And it is packed with all kinds of travelers and people. You see mercenaries, you see merchants, you see street roughs, everybody, tourists, nobles, everybody is packed into this street, kind of leading up to the Königplatz. And all the taverns, some are massive, some are tiny, some look like they might go down into like some sort of cellar, some are actually built on top of other taverns, like rooftop taverns, and it is absolutely crammed of people. Making your way, how are you guys gonna, with Gwen can probably help you kind of navigate, but she's little, being a halfling. She actually finds it a bit easier to move through the crowds. What about the rest of you? Are you just gonna grab your way through and just kind of try and manhandle your way through the packed crowds? There are people who are absolutely stinking drunk that are trying to grab you and talk to you and all the classic imagine going out into a really busy main street of a night out in Bristol or whatever that kind of vibe.
Geez.
But imagine that probably 5 times worse.
Do these look like people that would have any semblance of respect for their better man? A noble man?
The sober ones, certainly some, like the merchants and some of the sort of city workers and stuff like that. There are other nobles as well. But the drunks, absolutely probably not.
Well, all the ones that will listen, I'll ask them to clear the path for me.
So you're move out of the way.
Yeah, all the ones that won't, I'll send my goons after them.
Okay.
Get rid of them.
All right.
Fallen lawyer.
Yeah, I would say make a...
Have you been wronged on this day? then I will serve you.
Do a dramatic leadership test.
Dramatic leadership.
Yeah, I want to see how good you are at trying to command others to get out of your way.
Dramatic means...
That's count the SL level, so we're going to actually see the degree of success on it. And I'd say that on a busy street like this, we'll make it like an average test, so it's plus 20 to the skill.
Okay, so 55 I have to beat.
You have to roll under 55.
Oh my god, a 6.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So whether it's the manner of the way that you bear yourself or the manner of voice that you're speaking in, you begin shouting out like clear. You know, what kind of things do you think Castor would like probably yell at these people? Like,
I'm in a cult.
Good, nice.
I'm struggling to know how a noble acts in the Warhammer universe.
Or just whatever you think.
Go with your gut.
Go with my gut.
Yeah.
I asked if
You've
they
seen
would.
one.
If they would, yeah. I would ask if they would.
Would you ask them? Would you tell them?
Split the path for their better man.
Yeah, so
that is the approach.
Split the path of your better man.
Yeah.
Very, very. Think Victor Saltzpot. You know, like yes, get out of my way, peasants. Yeah, and people surprisingly, either through shock or surprise or drunken stupor, stumble to fall out of your way or like hurry to move out the way and clear the path for Castor and I guess the rest of you if you're sort of sticking close to Creamer / Castor.
I'll be for Sigma behind.
Yeah, you probably get like a drunk would probably come up to you and just be like, "Bless me all the sin of drunk, sir, please forgive me." And very.
You have forgotten your sins. Get away.
Free sins, free sins. Start doing that. You also, as you're making your way, you get sort of like the boatman is probably nearer, about midway down the street of 100 taverns. As you're making your way, you see that stood on a kind of wooden crate, dressed in similar robes to Brother Bummel. There is a sort of street preacher, and he's wearing this horrible-looking device on his head that's like an iron cage that's been like fitted to his head, which like goes up in almost like a brazier, like you would see on the street, and it's filled with like wood and coals and is on fire.
Oh my god.
And it's clearly like scorching like his skin. It's like red raw and blistered. And he is just yelling. He's like, "I see darkness gathering at the lost house of joy falls. Beware, for shadows of a Bögenhafen stir. Then blessed more resplendent investments of green stands astride Sigmar's great river. Yea, I see death on the Reich, and I despair, for the stained hand guides the mighty lord, and the power behind the throne curses us all. Lo, the horned rat then claims the broken king atop his throne of lies, and the white walls fall, leaving our empire in ruins. Tremble in fear, ye mighty, for the end times have come. The end times!" And everyone is kind of like, there's a few people listening, and they're like, "Oh," and they panic. Then some guy's like, "Shut up, you old fool!" throws a tomato at him, and he's just like, and then people clear out.
I was going to ask, in this universe, obviously, if someone like this, are people responding to him in reverence or like...
No.
Yeah.
Some people probably would be like listening and afraid, but most people are ignoring this man. They're just like, whatever. And he is, you can see that there's like a small like urn like underneath him for like, and people have thrown in a couple of brass pennies and stuff like that. But he's like, "Ye damned, all is lost. Oh, green light, I see it upon more service. Oh, the end is near, the end is nigh."
They mentioned stained hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna dump a brass coin in.
Okay. Thank you. "Thank ye, brother. Oh, you are a man of vision.
Of Sigma.
I see it.
Yeah.
Have you seen the end?
Tell me more of the tarnished hand.
I see what I claim." The stained hand.
Yeah.
It guides the once mighty lord, and the power behind the throne curses us. It curses us, brother.
We should be wary.
Yes.
The end times are here.
I'm grateful for your coin. But if you were to give me more, I will find the answers.
I'm fresh out of coin, I'm afraid. It's been an honor, though.
Yeah, dude! And he just immediately turns away and starts preaching to the crowd more.
It could be coincidental. The tarnished hand.
We say
Without a lord.
silently away from everyone else.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Whispering, 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 whispering.
Okay. And now, I'm not one to normally listen to these types of rantings and ramblings. Is Castor tied in some way to the end times?
I hope not.
He seems to think so, at least from the piece that I picked up.
Look at him.
You guys are all looking at the preacher who's going on about their preaching, and then you hear, "Get your filthy fucking hands out my pockets, you little slut!" And you look around, and one guy has grabbed Gwen, and it's like, "You fucking trying to take my money?" And she's just like, "I don't know what you're talking about, you big brute. Get off me! Nothing. It's not free." And she's like trying to fend this guy off.
What is going on? What's happening here?
This fucking asshole's accusing me of being in his pockets. It's racist, that is, just because I'm a halfling. You little fucker, you fucking big toe rag. And he's just like, yeah, and he like goes to belt a one.
Oh, no, I'm gonna step in.
Okay, yeah, like he kind of gets like a punch in on Gwen, and she kind of goes like, "Oh."
Don't you dare!
He's like, "You want some as well?" And
Yeah.
he's like getting in your face. Yeah,
I
I mean, yeah. What do you want to do?
Can I not set Beatrice, but Beatrice like growling and like.
Yeah,
frothing.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beatrice starts growling at him. I'll make like a cool test to see if he's afraid of the doggo. Doesn't seem like that. He's just like, "Get that little runt out of my face." And he's got a couple of mates with him as well. There's like two others, and these guys look rough. They look like labor workers or something like that, or like maybe merchant bodyguards. They're not wearing armor, but they've got like pretty thick like arms and like, you know, rough faces, a couple of scars. And he's just like,
Can I put my crossbow at him?
"Yeah, absolutely you can."
Yeah.
Absolutely you can. Give me a. And are you just trying to just straight up intimidate?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is an intimidate skill test, and I'm going to base it off his cool. So intimidate is a basic skill. It's I. No, S. It's strength based.
Strength.
So it's basically like you're kind of trying to use your like accomplishment.
Oh, yes.
Oh really?
Yeah,
What'd you
11.
get? SL for me if you can work that out.
So that is, my 38 is strength, that's +2.
+2. I failed spectacularly with a -3. So he immediately is like, whoa, like he kind of like drops Gwen. He's like, "Fucking calm down."
Don't you lay a hand on her.
He's like, "You're crazy." He's like, "Come on, lads, this one's it's not worth it." And like you've a crossbow point blank. He's just like, "Whoa, that could mess me up." He's just like, "Whoa, all right, calm down." And he's like, "We're leaving.
Yeah, good.
And they'll walk off.
When they're gone, can I just look at Gwendolyn and go, "So how much did you get?"
Holds up a small pouch.
Yeah.
It's racist that he assumed I did it.
Yeah.
Nice.
And she'll
good work,
actually dole out because she'll give you 2 silver each.
Oh,
She put
wow.
10 silver in that pouch.
hell yeah.
Nice.
Do you have any more currency to give out?
Yeah,
Or
I
you-
do.
As a lawyer, I turn my eye to this.
In fact, I'm going to give you some.
Yeah, chase after them. Have you been wronged on this day?
Next thought, lawyer.
I'll fight for justice for you.
Have you been wronged?
2 for Blore.
By me? I'll sue me.
2 for you.
I'd love to sue me.
And I'd like to let you know you don't stand a fucking chance.
Pass that
This
down
is
to
a Reichland coin.
Yeah, I'm swapping it up because I'm running out of monies.
TY.
Nice. More money. You know what that means, though? More problems.
But yeah, eventually, after the kind of little kerfuffle, what do you guys want to do? Like, you want Gwen to carry on, or do you want to think about the
Gwen-
preacher a bit more?
Gwen, you're putting me at an impasse. My teachings are to bring unity to the Empire, And you're creating division.
Look, it was it was one of those things. I was passing. I didn't even realize I was doing it.
For a
It's just
small-
my hands, they drift around.
A small donation to the church.
Well, I gave.
I will clear you.
I
of
gave
your
you 2
sins.
silver. That's my donation to
A
the.
fair share, yeah.
Yep. There you go. That's my donation.
Very well.
Amazing. Right. Should we head into the?
Yeah. Do you want to just carry on?
Yeah.
Sure. You make your way, and you are eventually drawn to a part of the. In fact, actually, sorry, a little bit of misunderstanding of the city layout for me. So the Street of 100 Taverns kind of leads up, but there are offshoots of the street with more taverns down it. And Gwen leads you to one which goes down and is near the river. It's kind of overlooking the Reich, and you can see. Basically, there are a number of high-masted vessels, boat ships, and things like that next to it. And the Boatman Inn is one of the many established along the embankment. It appears to be a little cheerful place, tatty but inviting. And you can see a lot of... Creamer would immediately recognise lots of boat workers and like huffers and river guards and stuff like that working in it, coming and going. Strong smell of the river and the Reich present around this place. But Castor... there's one sort of making their way, and they turn, and they sort of look at you. They kind of cock their head, and it's like, Kramer? Can you pass that to Tom for me, please?
What do I do? Figure out what I do.
Well, you've got the information.
Yeah.
Well. Okay.
I don't believe it is you. Hang on. It's been bloody ages. I'll give him this voice.
Okay.
I think you are mistaken, dear friend.
Absolutely not. I've gone on many. I've been on the river 12 times with old Kramer.
Now, this is Castor, a nobleman, and I don't think you'd be hanging out, no offense, with Doc Worker.
I've known this man for more than 10 years. I've known him since he was a wee lad. I taught him his first knots. I know this boy. I know him anywhere.
Oh, I can assure you he's not, sir. This is Castor.
Kramer. Sure, I know who you're travelling with. Come on, tell him.
And yet, this Creamer you speak of, you expect a friend of yours to be dressed in such fineries as this?
Oh, you're doing very well for yourself. You were a very talented man on the boats. I figured maybe you'd finally caught out from being just a regular old huffer. Bought a ship for yourself. You're going to have to, if you want to sell this off, this is going to have to be, you're going to have to convince this guy that it's not.
I would never find myself in the company of you, my old friend. What kind of check of deception or something?
Yeah, I think that this would be a, what did it say? Like a, I think like, what was it? Okay, we decided on the last time. There is, Cool. Well, I'd say you could, it would either be, like, not cool because that's weapon, it'd be some sort of fellowship. Like, I'd say let's use charm just because it's like any skill of, like, any kind of speaking. Like, if you want to trick him if you want to convince him through trickery that this isn't Creamer, then I would say it'd probably be charm.
Okay. Charm, that's a 35.
But I would say this is going to be a hard test, a -20, because this man does know Creamer. He does, and he literally has known him for, like, more than 10 years.
Okay. Sure. Oh boy. I got a -4.
Okay.
78 against a 35.
He's like, look, I don't know what's going on, but I know it's you. Hang on. I know it's you, lad. I know we've been travelling the rivers for a decade. I taught you everything. You're not going to lie to your old pal Joseph. Come on now. And there's a moment where he's like, almost looking hurt.
I'm going to lean in close to him. All right, okay, yeah, all right. It is me, but you need to stay quiet for a second and follow us.
All right, okay.
He recognised me. I know this man. What am I to do? I can't just shake him off. He knows me better than anyone.
Just tell him you're in. Tell him you're in trouble and you had to change your name.
Right, sure.
Gambling debts.
You can talk normally and just say, we are whispering.
We are whispering.
But he still knows it's me.
That's fine. Just say that you have to have a different
There
name.
is no 20,000 gold. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no more splits of the
None
money.
of that.
Why am I dressed like this?
Figure it
Because
out.
you're in trouble.
Assume a new identity.
And you will be in
What
trouble.
did you say his name was? Sorry.
You should have it on that thing.
Oh, it's Rolf.
Oh, have I given you the wrong one? Sorry.
Oh.
Rolf was my one.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I thought I.
Oh, have you just
gave
got
you
the
a different
mutant?
one. Yeah. Oh, I must have gotten rid of it.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, weird. I thought I gave you
Is that the mutant one?
It looked.
The handout I should have given you says, at last, a friendly face. You could never mistake that beard or the boiler of a belly it conceals. It is your old friend, Joseph Quartin. You have known Joseph for more than 10 years and have spent many a happy evening with him in various riverside taverns. Joseph has phenomenal capacity for alcohol and talent for always drinking the best wine. Sorry, that would have made a lot more sense if I'd given you the right handout.
The one you gave me
How I kept that one.
said that he was like an ex-thief and like.
that was my one. That was the card I got given,
I don't know how I gave you that one by accident.
Yeah, that would have been
He's back.
confusing.
We all know this man.
Wait.
You know Rolf,
But no,
too?
yeah, this is genuinely somebody who has known you for at least 10 years. So since you were a boy.
Yeah. Okay. Because the slip said of the previous one, I was more, I guess, open to not involving this guy, but speaking to him more openly because it said he was a thief and stuff. Whereas
Yeah.
this is just an honourable huffer.
Nice dude.
He's a boatman. And you know that this guy is he's a trained huffer and river guide.
In that case, he's not like an old friend or anything. He's just someone I've known for a long time. Right?
Well, no, it says you are he's an old friend.
Oh, he's my best friend.
He is your old friend, Joseph Quartin.
Is this what you think about us? You've known us for like, what, 8
No, we
years
just
now?
know you.
But, yeah, we're not your friends. Wow, is this how you talk about us to other people? Wow!
He's a tall, burly fellow with a huge beard.
Santa Claus.
So not.
He's very very Santa-esque with a big belly. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I need to remember that I've given him a Scottish accent. I don't know what you're doing. Is it like you're striking out on your own? You seem to be doing well for yourself, lad. You young rascal.
Well, it's certainly been a long time, but things have changed recently.
Clearly.
Yeah. So much so that I needed to keep this a little quiet. Okay. I ran into a bit of trouble a while
Of course
back.
you did, lad.
You know how it is.
Yeah, you don't have to say any more. You don't have to
Bit
say
too
any
much
more.
to drink, and I started fighting a guy. Someone pulled a gun. He ran up the stairs, jumped out the window, broke both his legs.
Silly bastard.
I know.
Oh, you have to tell me about it. Look, when you come in, we'll go in the boatman. I've got a table, drinks, food, whatever you want. It's on me. Let's sit down and catch up a little bit. And
If you could.
what are you doing in Altdorf? What are you here for?
Travelling through. Actually, we're traveling.
Really?
Yeah, hoping to actually gain some travel on the rivers.
You're joking. I mean, I'm literally looking for people to join me. We're going on the river.
Oh, where to?
On the river.
Riverside.
Do you know we're heading to Bögenhafen. There's a big festival going on there, and I'm taking a bunch of people.
That is exactly where we're trying to go.
Oh look, that's it. It must be Sigmar joining us together like that, seeing us again.
Oh, mayhap.
Now, see, obviously you recognise I'm wearing slightly different clothes. I think Creamer or Creamheld, if that gets shouted around too much, people might start.
Say no more, lad. Say no more. I'll call you whatever you want while you're here.
Castor, Aloysius, Librung. Castor is fine.
Librung or Castor? It'll be Castor.
Thank you so much. I'm
Yeah,
glad
of course.
you
No
understand.
problem. I mean, and then what? Let's get inside. I can see that you've got a lovely little team here. Let's go inside, sit down, have a drink. We've got a table and stuff like that. I mean, I've got a table. So I was going to invite some other friends, but now I've seen you. I've not seen you in ages. I want to catch up and see what's going on.
Bummel. A 6-way split is pretty small. We need to kill the rat catcher. I'm going to bring this up every single time.
Good as dead.
Do I need to perceive this, or can I just?
I didn't actually say this. It was a joke last time. It's a joke this time.
I want to insight check how much of that is a joke.
Yeah, can I do an intuition on this guy?
On this guy? Yeah, absolutely you can. Yeah, absolutely.
Try and read him.
Yeah, just get a read of his body language. Absolutely. Yeah, just a intuition, dramatic intuition. Just a straight up, no modifier. See what you
Love
get.
to see you try.
I have a blunder. I gave it.
No, you don't.
No, I gave
I
it
have
Three,
a
that's a
blunder.
fail by 1.
Fail by 1. I would say that, like, reading him, he seems to be really genuine. Like, he's just a big, friendly... There are people like this in the Empire. You know, there are people out there who are just big, friendly people. He just seems to be one of them. Like,
Not
he's just
everyone's a wanker.
Not everyone's a wanker.
I truly believe this is the fate of Sigmar bringing us all together.
There you go. Joseph will lead you in to the boatman, which is... yeah, like I said, it's a bit tatty, but it's got a warm fire. It's got a warm atmosphere. There are a couple of sailors singing, ship songs and things like that. Somebody's playing like this bizarre compression accordion sort of instrument, that kind of wailing, like that kind of got that Sea of Thieves vibe.
Yeah, just like Sea of Thieves.
Just like Sea of Thieves. There is the proprietor of the inn is a very glamorous looking lady, probably from a different part of the empire. She's got a lot kind of darker skin, dark hair, kind of almost think of a kind of like Mediterranean kind of like look, kind of like that darker hair, like maybe somebody from Italian sort of like resort or something like that, or southern that kind of area. Tillion is what it's called in Warhammer. It's that kind of area in the universe here. And she's sort of behind the bar, serving people various drinks and things. There are various regulars in there, dock workers, a couple of like merchants, like maybe like that travel on the river quite a lot and seem to know everybody. Everybody's kind of got that vibe of like they all seem to know each other a little bit, or like, oh yeah, I've worked with your brother, or I worked with your sister, or whatever, and that kind of vibe to it. A big old happy Joseph. He leads you to a table. He sits down. He like snaps his fingers and gets the woman's attention at the bar. And he's like, "What?"
Get out a wine bottle.
He's like, he'll like take it and he'll be like, "Oh, it's not bad, but trust me." And he'll just look at her and be like, "Una, bottle of my favorite." And she kind of like nods over and she sends over a young man with a bottle and he kind of puts it down. It's on me, don't worry. And he gives the man some kind. He's like, "Trust me, this is the good stuff. This is the good stuff."
Nice.
And yeah, he'll get glasses, pour one glass of wine out for everyone. Yeah, you can smell it. Yeah.
Huh?
Walk.
Or
How long have you been sailing the Altdorf Bögenhafen River?
Not that long. I mean, it's the next journey. We were heading towards Ubersreich. We just come from there. Now we're heading on to Bögenhafen. But I've not got enough hands. We stopped here to try and hire some people on.
Right. What sort of team are you looking at so far?
Right now, I've got a couple of dock hands, but I still need some more. I mean, if you're looking for some work, I'm paying 2 silver a day for up to maybe 4 or 5. Could use. If you want to earn some coin, it means you got to work. We'll put you to work on the ship, on the boat.
And how long is the journey from here to Bögenhafen?
Bögenhafen is...
It must be like the back of your hand.
Yep, absolutely. Know it like the back of my hand.
Yeah,
it's
me,
an easy
me too,
one.
actually.
Yeah. What is it, Cream?
Yeah, it's approximately. Well, it depends on the currents, obviously.
Yeah,
winding routes. Nighttime
absolutely.
travel.
It
things
is
like that.
a period of time.
Yeah,
I thought it was.
Fruit.
it's what water does,
Because by land it's a few weeks, right?
and by river.
But by river,
It's not that long.
not as long as that. So
No, slightly
longer
more
than a day.
Slightly more direct route. You don't have to cross rivers for starters because you're on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the
I'm
current of
getting
the river
there.
will
Give
take
me a
you
second.
most of the way there. I mean, it depends. I've heard of someone do it in almost five days. That's quick.
It sounds almost impossible.
But to do it in 5?
Yeah.
Well, you should have met the guy. Unbelievable.
Was it like through their own power? Was it wind?
A little combination of the boat. I mean, obviously, he had the blessing of the river and the winds on his side, but 5 days. Couldn't believe it. I've known of someone who's taken 2 whole weeks to do it, but boat crashed. capsized on the riverbank,
That's terrible.
beset by beastmen.
5 days.
It takes 5 days average.
60 miles is.
Quite
You go
slowly.
down the Weissbrook Canal.
The Weissbrook.
The Weissbrook. You know the Weissbrook, eh?
Well, back when I sailed it, the Weissbrook wasn't open. It's a new road.
You had to go around the long way. You had to go down the. But
So
now
that
the
record-
canal's open. You
Yeah,
can go
canal's
that
open.
way easy.
But that 5-day record, easily beaten. I imagine someone, that guy that did it in 5, could probably easily do it in 2 now. But that's quick. That's extremely quick, as you know.
Aye, 5 days.
But 5 days is how long it's going to take.
Yes, I wasn't listening to whatever. I was just desperately like, where in this book does it say how long it takes?
You are so welcome, you motherfucker.
Well, anyway, who are your friends? What's your names? Come on, share. Let's meet everyone.
I'm an Esther Form.
What do you do? Lawyer.
Yes.
Oh, fancy your reading and the writing and
exactly.
the oh wow. Well, pleasure to meet you.
Good to meet
lovely
you.
to meet you. He's got these big, like chunky, calloused head like hands. They're rough, but he shakes your hand quite, friendly. And he'll slide one of the glasses of wine to you as well. Like now, I imagine as a lawyer, you've enjoyed a fine wine and a good bit of food and drink from time to
I
time.
don't tend to drink.
Really? Well, go easy on this one.
Okay.
It's very nice, but it's strong.
Okay, well, I'll take your word for it, my good man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and if you sip it, Anesta, it is very, very pleasant to drink. It's a very fine wine.
Smooth.
And well, what about you, big lad? Look at you, nearly as tall as me. And Joseph is big, like he's probably like a little bit taller than you.
Big Harry by name?
Big Harry.
Big Harry by... Is that what you said, Gwen? By nature?
Well, I haven't confirmed yet, but I can certainly do that tonight, but I imagine so.
I don't really know what she means, but yes, if you have any rats, I will catch them.
Rat catcher. Very important work, especially in places like this. Do you work here in Altdorf or you come from somewhere else?
No, we came from that place that we've come from. Where have we come from? That place. Where the fuck did we come from?
Oh, it's your road.
Where did we
Doesn't
start?
matter. You didn't have to say. Just say you've worked in other places.
Yeah, I'm
Bristol.
not. I'm from Bristol. A little shit,
Bristol.
Yeah.
I know it well.
little village.
Yeah.
Shithole.
Not much going on there.
Well, I mean, if you want work as a rat catcher, I mean, Altdorf is crawling with them. Sewers and all that business.
I've heard that ships sometimes can be infested with rats as well.
We can do that. It's a very important work on mainly on grain ships and bigger ships. When you're transporting other cargo, not so much. But things like grain and produce and food, very important to have a rat catcher on board. I could certainly use you if you're up for the work. Would gladly hire on for two a day.
It is my great passion. And this is my darling Beatrice.
Hello, you wee doggy! There's a little princess! And it's like, does Beatrice like growl and like...
She loves it.
Okay, it's just like, oh, and he like picks and he puts her in his lap and he's like huge. He's
She's
big,
dribbling.
dude.
She's a
And
dribbler.
he's just like, oh, he's a wee little baby. I love her. And he just like sits there and he happily just strokes her while he's chatting to the rest of you.
She's dribbling all over him.
He doesn't care. All right, and then a priest?
Yeah, Brother Pummel.
That's an honor, brother.
Yeah.
He kind of bows his head. And you can see he wears like a chain with a Sigmarite hammer on it, which a lot of people would do. Like, it'd be like wearing the cross of Christianity. It's like a standard piece of jewelry a lot of religious people might wear. But he does like incline his head and very respectfully. It's like, oh, it's an honor, brother. Obviously, if you choose to come aboard the ship, I wouldn't dare dream of charging you if you've got important work in Bögenhafen.
Oh, please. We still respect each other's careers.
Thank you very much. But the good word of Sigmar needs to be spread around. So.
Yeah, we must unite the Empire.
Okay.
And be out with the Greenskins.
Bastards. The greenskins, the goblins, beastmen, who knows, raiders.
Ratmen.
Ratmen.
Don't get into it.
They're real. I've seen them.
But, I mean, as you can tell, Liebram has found himself quite the lordly retinue.
Aye, and what about this one? And Gwen's like, oh, Gwendolyn Scrumper, dear. Don't worry about me. I just recently met these folks, but I'm travelling along for the ride.
Guiding us around Altdorf, making sure we don't fall into unsavoury parts of the
That's
city.
smart move. That's a smart move to have in this place. It's a dangerous place if you're not careful. All right, well, lovely to meet you all. Lovely to meet you all. And you've said you got business in Bögenhafen as well.
We do indeed, yeah.
Oh, well, perfect. I mean, if you want board, I mean, yeah, I can sort you out passenger rates and things like that. But if you want to work, I can pay you to come on board and do a bit of manual labour. But otherwise, it will be a cost. I'm afraid it's not, as much as I would love to offer favours. I mean, a priest of Sigmar is a different case to private citizens. But
now, this vessel. This is Tom asking. This vessel that we're on, if Creamer was to go on there and assist and be a huffer and just be Creamheld, the passengers and the other crew of this ship, they're going to be in Bögenhafen. How long will they be there for? Because I'm wary of just...
You have no way of knowing that. There's no way you can
You
know.
wouldn't know in real life. Like,
Yeah, like you can basically
if they're doing
you could
like
take
regular...
off all of Castor's clothes and put your Creamheld clothes on if you still have them, and then just try and be a huffer, like a normal huffer. But I mean, if you're not disguising your face in some way or something like that, then there's a high chance that people might recognize you.
Yeah,
But it's also, I mean, there might be other stops. People might get off there. You just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if it was like a regular transport route, then
It's a fairly, yeah. I mean, the Bögenhaven's a big city. Travel between Altdorf and Bögenhaven's going to be a regular-ish journey for most people.
Because I'd like to work, but if I'm being Castor, I probably wouldn't and shouldn't.
That's a you decision and a you problem.
Yeah. All right, fair enough.
All right. It's like, well, you think on it, get some rest. We'll be setting out. I mean, I can delay it for a couple of days if you need a bit more time here in the city. We're not in a massive rush. Like I said, I'm still trying to hire some hands. But we'll probably be leaving in at least probably 3 days most. But we can leave sooner if you're willing to come on and help.
Yeah, I think we need at least 1 day so that we can look into some things.
Sure.
Get our preparations ready.
Yeah, absolutely, no problem. Any of you who do drink, by the way, the wine is very, very good. Joseph will gladly finish off most of the bottle. If you don't drink, he gladly polishes off himself and shows no sign of being affected by it.
If he's drinking it himself, I will.
Yeah, he drinks. Yeah, it's very good. It's very good. Gwen is guzzling it down as well. She's very happily getting drunk.
You're quite right, Joseph. This is the good stuff.
I mean, this is now our second glass of wine today.
Oh yeah, I'm feeling it.
Yeah. So anybody who is drinking for this, is enjoying the drink, I would like to make a consume alcohol
I was going to say,
test.
yeah. So I have consume alcohol. So is it?
It's toughness and then plus your advances.
But is it? Because there's a table here about roll a d10.
I think if it affects.
If it affects you, okay. So.
But I mean, this is also only our second glass. It's
Yeah,
not
so,
gonna be so
I'm going to say
bad.
this will be easy for now. So it's plus 40 to the skill.
Oh god,
So you
mine's
find your
40
skill.
though.
Mine's
84
24.
for Gwen.
Wait,
Yeah, Gwen's fine.
So mine's
Oh my fucking Christ!
my score. My stat is 24, and I rolled a 41. So that's
Right,
a
so if your
failure of
stat's
2.
24, but it's an easy test, so you're adding 40 to it. So it becomes
So
64.
64. Okay, so I rolled a 41, so that's a 2 success.
Okay.
That doesn't feel weird. I'm just very lucky.
Are those the dice that I found for you?
Yeah, they cost a lot. I'm a little bit annoyed that I completely forgot about them. But
Good thing your old pal Kim found them for
thank you, you're the best. But they are rolling exceptionally well.
After each alcoholic drink, make a consume alcohol test modified by the strength of the drink. For each test you fail. So who got what are we talking about? Successes and failures.
Success 2.
It's just a simple test. So it's just success or failure.
Okay.
I failed.
Oh,
You
my
failed.
God.
Mega
Plus
success.
7.
Success. So everybody but Anesta succeeded.
Lightweight.
Anesta, you have a -10 penalty to weapon skill, ballistic skill, agility, dex, and intelligence.
Hell yeah.
And that goes to a maximum -30. After you fail a number of tests equal to your toughness bonus. So what's your toughness bonus? So So it's the tens number of your toughness.
3.
3. So once you fail it 3 times, that's when you got to roll on the table.
Cool.
But for now, you're just pleasantly buzzed.
I can't get buzzed in real life. So.
Enjoy it in
as well.
Fantasyland, yeah. So yeah, you enjoy some drinks with Joseph. He just fills it with idle chatter. He probably tells you about how all the members of the nobility are mad. They're all inbred, tainted by chaos. He goes on a bit of a rant about the nobility here in Altdorf.
He's not wrong.
Yeah. But yeah, he's a friendly enough sort. He tells a lot of funny stories. He seems to just be a nice guy. Enjoys it. Gwen happily sits there enjoying the wine along with the rest of you. And Esther, you're probably getting that slightly just the inhibitions are all gone. You've got that warm, glowy kind
Just
of
agreeing
feeling.
with everything that he's saying. Like, they are all inbred. They're horrible, aren't they? Oh, bloody royals.
Exactly. Tainted by chaos.
Yeah, I bet they are.
Mutants. A lot.
Yeah.
As you guys are having a chat, at some point in the evening, you would notice kind of. Mainly because everyone else goes a bit quiet when this person enters.
Just as you say.
Inbred!
Inbred royals!
In fact, no, that's actually perfect. So before that happens, before you have that conversation, you would notice that this man walked into the tavern. Everyone went a bit quiet when he walked in. He's dressed in black leathers. He has brown slicked back hair. He has a scar along his left cheek. Very lion-like feet. He has has the personification of a lion. He has a kind of very regal bearing kind of thing. He looks dangerous. He looks like a kind of man who knows how to handle himself. He walks across the bar. Everyone kind of hushes and goes a bit quiet. He gets a bottle of brandy. Doesn't really seem to pay for it. Just takes it off the bar, sits back down, and begins drinking alone. And then just as you guys carry on, things lighten up and liven up a little bit. And then as Anesta is enjoying a fine drink and starts ranting loudly about the royals, you notice that just as you say that, a couple of young nobles enter with their 4 massive bodyguards, 3 of which you recognize.
Oh no! Yes!
The ones that Gwen was pickpocketing and Anesta threatened earlier. One of the foppish young men. One of them's he's quite overweight. He's got the big kind of double chin. The other one's quite skinny and tall. And he kind of says, "I say, chaps, what a quaint little establishment." They start giggling to each other. They kind of go to the bar and 2 of your funniest beverages. Did I hear somebody say something about the royals? And they sort of start looking around the bar trying to see who spoke. Any of you filthy commoners got something to say? You smelly oiks. I'm reading this from the book.
I'm writing notes.
Yeah.
Oik. Okay.
Oh, Jacob, I don't think any of them have got the balls to tell us anything. And they kind of laugh as they start drinking. Clearly very unpopular with the people here, but the 4 bodyguards, 3 of which are shooting daggers towards Anesta and Gwen.
Did we ever find out the social standing of Castor? What career level he might be?
You have all the information that you have.
Okay, fair enough. So I don't actually know if I'm necessarily...
You have made this assumption that he's a noble. You have no idea anything about him. You have no idea, apart from that he has inherited. He is the bearer of an inheritance.
We've done very little research, Tom.
Yeah.
Very little.
I just thought he was noble. Don't know why.
I don't either.
Because of the fineries that he was wearing, I suppose.
I mean, even then, I didn't say his clothes were that nice. I said that it was a nice coat.
Well, to a scrubber like Creamer.
No, it doesn't say no. Literally, I know what you know.
Why the fuck am I being so posh and prim all the time?
I have been wondering that for 2 episodes. I've just been
I'm definitely going back to that description of him. I'm sure it said something.
No.
I can't read.
He just has rich family.
Yeah,
he himself might not.
I think he just went rich equals noble. Which would make sense in this world,
well, the thing is, there's not even an indication that Castor himself was rich.
Yeah.
He is owed an inheritance.
Yeah.
He could just be a nobody who's just was his great-grandmother was a noble.
Bastard child.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah.
You have no idea. You know nothing about him.
Who's involved in a weird sex club.
His family might not even know he exists.
His name's Castor Aloysius Lebrun. He's a noble. A name like that? He wants a good common person name like Creamer.
I say, George, shall we play a game of brandy bounce? I say, Jacob, that's a wonderful idea. I think we should.
Oh my god.
The two nobles start, they order bottles of brandy and they start downing pints of it. And they'll drink a pint of brandy and then they try and hold it together and then they see how long it takes them to throw it up over somebody. And they'll go up to a dock worker and throw it on them.
Oh my god.
And you see like one of these dock workers like slams his hands down and like goes to move and his mate is like, don't. And you see that the 4 bodyguards are just like basically stood there like arms folded like looking around. You see George, who's the slightly overweight one, downs this brandy and is looking around and spots your group and starts making his way over to your table. And he's like trying to down these pints of brandy. What do you guys do?
I'm going to warn Joseph. Those people I might have wronged, I think we can count these bodyguards among them.
Don't get involved with this. We'll just let them do whatever they want. They'll get bored and fuck off. We don't want to fuck with them. And he just points at the bodyguards, like, just let them do whatever they want. They'll get bored eventually.
Oh, I've already fucked them once today.
Yeah, you pointed across.
What's another time?
Pointed across first.
Oh no.
Don't do it again. Don't.
What?
He
They're
finishes
do it
downing
again.
it,
throwing up on people.
comes over.
Pretty funny though.
I'm gonna roll a d10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gwen is 9, 10.
I feel like Gwen should have a higher share of this percentage.
1, 2, brother Bommel.
Oh no.
I think the signal and just retches all over like your robes. It like goes down your side. Just this vomit, and it stinks of brandy. It's mostly brandy. Like there's no real food in it. It's just bile and alcohol. And they just laugh. Like he just starts laughing with his other mate. And they're like these are like nobles, like rich dandies basically. And they just laugh and go back to the bar, start ordering more drinks. What do you guys do?
I cry.
Okay.
Bummel gets up and it's like, is there any water anywhere?
I'm gonna kick their fucking asses.
Don't kick any asses. Well, unless
I'm
we'll
gonna
do
go
it.
soak in the river.
So you just literally like get up and leave.
Walk into the sea.
Worse.
Nothing's worse than
You go to try and leave, and the bodyguards block the door. And like, got somewhere to be?
Yeah, Sigvar needs me.
Think you should sit down.
You're stopping a priest?
They just stand there.
Forgive me, but he needs to clean his saintly vestments.
Sure he does. But I don't think our employers have finished having fun. So we'd like you to sit down.
Look,
It's okay.
I've already had enough of you today. I've already seen you once.
They're like, yeah.
Yeah. Leave him alone.
No. Make me.
Gladly.
What'd you do?
Can I punch him in the stomach?
You absolutely can. Absolutely.
I warned you, bro. I warned you.
You gotta remember, is there an unarmed,
Punch you in the
I think, do you have like an unarmed strike or is it just melee basic, I guess?
It's pretty melee basic.
Sure.
My melee's probably really shit as well, so. Yeah, 25.
5.
Yeah, I don't know how much damage a punch does. I guess just your strength bonus, I guess, and then your SL level, yeah. Yeah, sure. Let's see if you hit first.
All right.
This guy's gonna try and defend himself. An opposed roll.
Oh, I saw the 0 first.
So did I.
So you gotta work out the SLs.
Right, I've probably failed anyway.
Mine's 5.
Let's see.
Is it like 100?
70.
Yeah, 70.
Yeah.
So my strength, my melee is 25, and then my strength would be +3.
So what's the SL? So your strength is 25.
My strength is.
Sorry, your
yeah.
melee basic.
Melee basic's 25.
And then you rolled what, a 70?
70.
So that would be a -5.
Yep.
I rolled -4, so technically I win. But it's like, so you go to swing a punch and he just catches your arm and like, it's kind of awkward. It's not like a cool deflection. Like he kind of sees the punch coming and just like taps you on the arm and like you kind of punch the wooden frame of the door, but he kind of stumbles back. And then and you see the two nobles are just like, then the oinks fight, oinks fight, and they're just clapping. And the bodyguard like goes to shove you back. But that man in black stands up and he scrapes his chair back and he starts walking over to you. He will say, I'm sorry, there's a bunch of stuff.
Throws up
there.
brandy. on you.
He will.
Waterfall.
He actually grabs you and Esther by the shoulder, spins you around, and says, "I wouldn't if I were you, pea brain. Why don't you just sit there and enjoy yourself?" And
You
he'll
come
like,
to save the day, Swan in, save the day, Mr. Big Man.
She's not with us.
How drunk are you?
These
penny
two
in for a
wines
pound?
deep.
All my judgment is gone. I'm just like...
All your judgment is
The
gone.
filter is off. There is like,
Okay.
there's nothing holding me back.
"You should have saved us all from your wretched stink by not even bothering coming in here, you absolute cretin." And he'll like try and push you back down into your chair.
If you think we stink, why are you here? Go somewhere else if you don't like it here.
"I think you should get in the gutter where you belong."
Maybe I will. Maybe we'll get in the gutter. Maybe we'll roll around and get real stinky. Then I'll go stand right next to you and make your day a misery.
Trying to think how this goes.
I mean, yeah, maybe I didn't expect that, did you?
Yeah.
No, you.
There is
Good idea.
There is an element of he's like, "What are you?" It's just like, "You're just a drunken fool. Just sit down before you make an even bigger embarrassment of yourself."
I've already embarrassed myself. I've had wine. I don't drink.
I haven't slept in 7 days.
You're right.
He will just he'll just like kind of look around at the group after hearing that of like, "I've embarrassed myself enough." He's just like, "You're an embarrassment to all of us. You and your miserable little friends here as well. Why don't you all just fuck off?" Like,
Oh, we'd love to, but
go on, let these little piss waters get out of here. They don't belong in here. And he'll probably try and maybe like throw his drink over Anesta. He's just like, "Psh, like, wash yourself up with this," and he throws his drink on you.
And I sold my spare clothes.
What do you guys want to do? Was there any of the rest of you doing? This
was
guy just
like-
sort of came out of nowhere. He's just sort of like decided to insert himself in the fight. The bodyguards have all moved off, and the nobles are just like on this like guffawing and like, "Bloody good show, isn't it? Better than the theatre, I say, George. I want to see one of them get punched."
Yeah, Bummel's buckled. And he's just like, "Oh, we just want to get out of here."
It's just like really pathetic.
Yeah.
You're like, "No."
He's covered in vomit.
Sure.
I kind of want to shoot a noble. But
Do what you want.
think it'll be a really bad idea.
What's shooting a noble? No.
We got a priest who's crying and covered in vomit. We've got an Esther who's drunk off her tits and covered in piss Vassar. Gwen's probably thieving.
So have the bodyguards actually left the doorway? And
The bodyguards have like left the door. They're stood with the nobles, and they're kind of now just with them. And the nobles are just like clapping along. But this guy in the black leathers is like stood right like by your table. Like if you wanted to get up and leave, he's basically like in the way. You're gonna need to do something about him, or convince him to just let you leave in shame.
I'll try and lift up, pick up Bummel and like try to make to the door and just be like, "Excuse me, I need to clean off the brother."
He'll kind of go, "Oh, smells like a fucking shit sewer in here. Oh, wait, the sewer's already here." He points at you.
That
It's
is my
just-
job,
It's
yes.
just like,
You
"Yeah,
have
go
a
on, go
keen
back.
sense of
Why
smell."
don't you take him back where you came from and wipe him even more shit?"
Well, I would, but you're in the way.
"Yeah, go on then. Up you go." And he'll like take a step back.
Okay. I'll just walk past with
Just
Bummel.
lets you go.
Come on, brother. Don't cry. Don't cry. It's okay. It's okay. We'll get you clean. It's fine. It's okay.
You guys leave. You guys make your way out of the town. Feeling like he has embarrassed you enough. This horrible man.
At least to be honest, what he said to me though, I'm just kind of like, yeah, that's where I
Yeah,
work.
you're not bothered by it. Yeah, exactly. You can tell that, he's like, his insults, like, he's clearly used to dealing with a certain type of people that maybe aren't as so accepting of what they do. And it's just like, yeah, I work in the sewer. Of course I smell like shit.
Yeah, duh.
Yeah.
That's what happens, man.
Yeah. Are you now back at the table?
Am I back at the table?
Yeah. He kind of like almost pushed you back
Yeah.
into it and then threw his drink on you.
I mean, I would turn away.
What about you? Fucking trying to dress up all fancy? Think you're some sort of noble or something?
You're still here. You're not satisfied with those two?
Nah. It's all fun, isn't it? It's all a bit of fun.
Yeah, we're having a great time.
You're just gonna... It's so pathetic. You're just not even willing to stand up. Your friends are... You're the little crybaby priest and the shit-smelling rat boy has already left.
We're trying to enjoy our drinks.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
He'll look down at your drink and he just knocks it over.
Right.
Enjoying that now? Hey, let me get you another one. And he'll
please do.
He'll catch the brandy off the bar and he comes and throws it in your face.
You know, this is why I don't go drinking in Bristol anymore.
Do you want to make a... I mean, I'll leave it up to you guys. I'm not going to make you roll to see if you lose it. You can choose
I want to make a cool check.
To make
Yeah,
if you want to. Yeah, because this is a psychology, so this is a cool test to see if you have a hatred.
I have to beat 26. Fuck off all the way to town, 20.
20. You managed to just hold your cool, and like you say something back to him that like stuns him, but he can't get a rile out of you, and you see that irritates him, and the nobles are like, "Come on, Max, what are you waiting for?" And he's like, "Shut up!" And he like turns around, he's like kind of like, "You're not supposed to know who I am," kind of vibe. And they're like, "Oh, it's just boring. Let's go somewhere else, George." Yes. I thought he was going to be more fun than that. Won't pay for him again. And the nobles and their bodyguards basically go to leave. And this Max guy kind of looks around and is like, "Fucking arsehole, cost me money." And he'll go back to his table and sit down.
I'm going to turn to Joseph and Ernesto. I have a clenched fist.
Like Arthur.
I'm glad you kept your cool there, Ernesto.
What?
Because I mean, after the fact, you didn't point your crossbow at anyone.
She wants to hit someone. It can't be you.
You know, after he threw his drink on me and whatever else, you kept quiet after the fact. It could have gone a lot worse.
Who pissed in his fucking wine? He's got an attitude problem.
I think maybe it's a bit of a setup. The way he was talking to those nobles, I think they probably paid him that if somebody tried to start a fight, he gets involved. I think that's what was going on there.
That was so boring, paying someone to start a fight.
It happens a lot around here, unfortunately. These kind of ruffians and these fucking cad assholes. And she like looks over in the direction. The nobles have basically left at this point. She's like, "Fucking pricks." Always been so.
Royals.
You're not shouting this.
Inbred royals.
On the table. If they step outside, Bummel is like hiding his face.
So you're probably coming back because you probably could have run down, found like a water barrel or something like
horse,
that, and stuff like
trough.
you've like washed it off and stuff like that. Washed off the sick.
As much as I can.
Stains it, but and then you guys can make your way back, and you see the nobles and the bodyguards leaving.
I duck behind a barrel.
Do they have like a carriage or anything, or are they on foot?
They're on foot. It looks like they're basically pub crawling with these 4 bodyguards, these rough looking bodyguards. Yeah, basically, yeah. And they're completely like they're drunk as hell, and they're just stumbling around. But the bodyguards are stone sober, and they're just like following them around.
I was this close, though. This close.
Yeah, you guys come back in and you find them. The guy in the black leather quickly leaves. He doesn't stick around much after either. He kind of finishes his drink and then leaves.
I think I'm done drinking.
Yeah, no, yeah, we should.
I'm sorry about that. I didn't know that those kind of people were going to come in here. Unfortunately, with the nobles, if you'd done anything, and he kind of looks at you and Esther, I mean, I'm glad that you at least tried to punch one of the bodyguards. If you'd messed with the nobles, it would have been bad news. It would have been a bad time. Good on you for keeping your cool. Good on you for keeping your calm.
Thank you.
This close.
He's talking to you.
Are you proud of me? Are you proud of me?
I think
Very proud, well done.
Thank you.
we should all get a nice night's rest.
Yeah.
One thing I remember we talked about, do you still want a bath and a haircut and a shave?
Oh, yeah, no, that'd be.
I can take care of that. All right, well, let's get some rooms.
Noble leap.
Yeah, let's get some rooms and sort that out. Do you want me to take care of that?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's okay.
Would you like some pennies?
No. She's got another coin purse in her hand. No, you don't need to worry about that.
Gwen, could you organise a bath and all that for the brother as well? I think he needs a little
Yeah.
Cheering up.
Yeah, sure.
I
Yeah.
think this is probably a teaching experience.
Huh?
I think Sigmar is putting me through some punishments, and I need to repent for my sins.
Sure.
Maybe for the stealing earlier.
Which you... Wait, stealing...
I allowed to happen.
You're a bad man.
I'm going to be lashing myself
Anyway.
so hard tonight.
So he'll.
I think I'll have another glass of wine from the glass I took to the house.
Bummel puts the bottle down. It's like he's trying to cleanse himself of all sins.
I've done so evil. Gwen will go up and sort out rooms for everybody. Basically, I think that she would do it where Bummel and Harry will probably share a room, and Nestor and Gwen will share a room, and then she'll get a separate room for Castor with thing. But she'll basically, there's a separate bathhouse for you to use, and she pays for you to go and use that bath. But the room that she gets to Castor has like a bath in it.
A fancy.
Yeah, well, it's like trying to sell up this idea of like, oh, he's got some money and stuff like that.
Noble.
And yeah, you guys can retire to your rooms for the evening if you want. A little bit tipsy, and Esther, sort of like, you'll recover overnight, but like definitely like maybe sobered up by the sort of horrible, nasty people that were ruined your evening and everything else.
But with confirmation that we are
You
joining...
have somebody who can take you to Bögenhafen. However you want to plan that, whether you want to work it, whether you want to be passengers, that's up to you. And then, depends.
But we've delayed it by a day anyway, so that we can
Yes.
spend tomorrow...
Yeah,
trying to
Joseph's
discover more about
Joseph's happy
Castor.
to wait up to 3 days before he travels on.
Nice.
Okay.
During the evening, for Castor, for Creamer, you come up to your room to find this kind of tin bath is like in a separate area, like a kind of very Geralt Witcher kind of like this wooden bath full of hot water. And Gwen's there, and she's basically like with scissors and like shaving stuff, and she's just like, "Come on then."
Okay. You know how nobles...
I can make you look.
You're gonna
nice.
wanker me up, right?
Aye, if that's what you want. We can go for a little goatee, little chin beard, or do you want to just go for a nice clean,
Let's go.
just, trim it down?
Clean me up.
You want the wanker's beard?
I'm gonna have to, aren't I?
All right, okay.
I better get
No
a
problem.
bigger cut out of this.
Well, we'll see about that. I keep switching up my accents. There we go. There's Gwen. She's a bit more Irish. All right, so hop in. Take your clothes off. Come on.
All right.
She'll like help undress you and stuff, and then like kind of lathers you up with the thing. Gwen will basically like, she's like, oh, hang on, and she like stands in the bath to try and like, she's like arguing that she has to get it, and she's like, oh, you've made me all wet, and like she's like, she is like coming onto you hard in this scene, like if you want to imagine it. Whether that, and I will leave it to Creamer or Castor what he does with that, but she is hardcore coming onto you this whole time. Like leans in, like presses herself up against you, and she's like shaving you. Yeah, like
I dropped it.
Like, and she's still like, wearing like she's just got her blouse on, so it goes completely see through. She's like, I'm all wet, and then she's like leaning up, like pressing herself against you, like
Drop
shaving
my
you.
razor.
Yeah, literally. But I leave it to you whether you want to take advantage of that. But she is fully invested.
I'll just see what kind of role this might be.
I mean, do you want to make it a cool test to see?
Does Creamer give a shit?
Yeah.
Does Creamer give a shit?
You could just roll a d10 and say evens or odds if you just want to 50-50 it. You didn't even decide which one was which. I'll leave you to decide that.
In my head, odds was no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Gwen.
It's just like, well, I won't deny if a man wants to deny himself lovely pleasures, that's up to him. But I have a feeling you'll say yes eventually.
It's a no tonight.
It's a no tonight.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. And she'll make her way down. Probably kind of pauses at like Big Harry's door. Not tonight. And then goes to Nesta, looks at, not tonight. But eventually will sort of settle down. During the night, Brother Bummel, you have the Holy Visions talent, don't you?
I do! Woo! On holy ground.
Well,
Intuition test.
you don't need to make a test or anything. In the morning, probably in the early hours, Brother Bummel, you wake up screaming in terror. And you are deathly afraid you know you just had a horrible nightmare, but you can't remember it. It's like it's gone. You just remember this horrible feeling of fear, just completely draining you and just leaving you with this. And Harry, you would probably be it's such a, like, it is a scream of primal fear, and you wake up in a sweat. Like, Brother Bummel is sweating. You're actually going to wake up with a fatigued condition.
Damn.
But you just can't remember any part of this nightmare.
No.
Ratman, where? Where are the Ratmen?
I don't know what you're saying. But
You woke up screaming. There must be Ratmen somewhere.
I had the worst. I'm trying to piece it together in my mind. Oh my god, this is so awful.
Red eyes in the dark.
No, nothing like that. Let me focus. I'm trying to recollect anything.
No, nothing. It's so bizarre. It's like you feel like you should be able to at least remember part of it.
Am I scared of the place I'm in?
It's just like a fear. It's just like the fear's probably passing now. Like the heartbeat's beginning to slow down, but the sweat's still there. You just remember the fear, the terrible nightmare, but you can't remember the details of it. Now you just feel drained. You just feel that kind of like something's just sapped all the energy out of you. Like it's not a restful sleep.
Something is so terribly wrong, or will be wrong. It felt so visceral and so real.
What? It was a nightmare?
Yeah, but it is more than that. Have I had these before?
Oh, also, I need to roll a d10 for something.
Ratman.
Also, apparently, Anesta has refused to sleep again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for Gwen. 1, 2. Anesta. I need you to gain a corruption point, please.
Yes!
I was going to say, yeah, do any of our do our corruption points go, or...?
No.
No? Okay.
Not unless the certain conditions are met, but none of those are conditions.
Versus willpower plus toughness here on my corruption point. I'm trying to remember what that is.
Oh, don't worry about that for now.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm keeping a track on that. But yeah, Brother Bummel, just it's a horrible nightmare. You can't remember any of it.
I can't remember, but I just know it was awful.
Do you get nightmares often? Is it a vision from your
is this
god?
something that's new to me?
Nothing like this.
This is so far beyond anything I've ever experienced in my life.
Almost certainly not a normal dream.
A vision from Sigma?
Could be. A dark omen, perhaps. We did see that preacher. Maybe the dark times and end times are coming.
We could go and find him if you want.
No, and I think he was truly insane. But we can just be careful
We will, brother. We will.
and stay on the good path. Yeah? As Sigma intends.
Cool. Anesta, did you say you were not sleeping again? That's a fatigue condition, please.
Where does fatigue go?
So fatigue is -10 to all tests per fatigue condition, to a max of -30. Now, normally, you can lose a fatigue condition with an hour of rest. Brother Bummel, you cannot. That level of fatigue you gained does not go away with an hour of rest.
Okay.
I will say that you...
Rattled.
Yeah. There is a potential that you may be able to cleanse, that you may be able to gain that energy back by praying, like being in prayer and finding a place of serenity and peace.
Okay.
But yeah, unfortunately that one is going to stick with you.
Oh boy.
So you have a day. You did mention that you wanted to spend the day.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to do?
I slept like a baby last night. Very nice.
I was all right until the screaming.
Hey, what do you think?
That was screaming? Who screams?
Looks good.
So what have we got? What have we got at this point? Is this like Shakespearean goatee wanker's beard with a little tash, or is
like
this
tiny little tash, tiny little strip on his chin. I imagine.
hair's been sort of like cut and shaped
Yeah.
nicely?
Do I look like a twat?
You look like an absolute pillock, yes.
Great. Perfect.
I
Thank you very
want to
much.
throw eggs at you.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
I've done excellent work.
Have.
Bravo.
Very good work.
Thank you.
Feels so fresh. Feels so
You would have
clean.
felt a lot more fresh if you hadn't said no.
Well,
So, what's the plan
don't worry
today?
about it. Well, I mean, you want to go do your reading.
More reading, yes. Yes, please.
All right.
What do you want to do? Big Harry, while they're doing that, because, I mean, don't know about you, but...
I'm actually quite in the mood to catch some rats.
Of course you are.
Well, I've always heard of the rats of Altdorf, big scary ones.
Yeah, I will say that any of you can basically spend the day to try and basically make some money,
Exactly,
like do a bit of downtime stuff.
I'm trying to
You'll catch some rats.
No. I'm trying to think what I could do as someone who... I mean, I can't read. But what could I do to try and find out more about Castor?
Gossip. You could try and like find out if anybody knows the name of Castor Lieberung, or like if anybody knows the name of him or anything like that.
Yeah.
Do you know me?
Do you know who I am?
Do you know his face? Oh, you do? Oh, okay.
Great.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Thanks.
What have you heard?
Am I a nice man?
So yeah, I would say that basically you can go around and gossip with the regular folks of the city. There is a downtime option here called Consult an Expert, which is you can go and speak with somebody who has lots of information or knowledge. Sounds like Harry wants to do income, which is basically like working to gain some money by
Again, them sewers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, it could just be in houses. I imagine houses get infested with rats all the time.
Yeah, it can be all over the place. Yeah, for sure.
But I've heard legend of the sewers of Altdorf.
Oh, here you go. Rangers and Riverfolk, the latest news. This allows you to learn the latest news from afar. Maybe not as much.
Unless there's the
Bogan.
death of a noble family.
And perfect for you, Ernest, because you're an academic, right? You count as an academic. You and Brother Bummel, I think, both.
Yeah.
Research law. This endeavour allows you to seek greater knowledge concerning a specific subject. So this is good. We can use some of the downtime stuff for this.
Also, unusual learning. Pick up a skill that can be readily practiced. Training.
Oh, so we could increase our skills. And
It's one thing to pick up a skill that can be readily practiced, quite another to learn something from which you have no aptitude at all. This endeavour allows you to attempt to learn a talent outside of your career. There is no guarantee this attempt will be successful, meaning there's a good chance you will fail to learn the talent you hope to acquire, expending XP and money to no avail. So it's like a chance to gain a talent, but you have to spend XP and gold to do it.
Right.
You can only learn talent if you have the appropriate tutor. In most big cities, this will not be a problem. If the talent is particularly obscure, if you're far from a large city, the GM may require you to make a special test.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting. I guess it's cheaper XP wise than just getting the talent the natural level up way, right?
No, it's not cheaper. Once you've acquired a tutor, the fee to train the talent is 2d10 shillings per 100 XP it costs to purchase the talent. So it's 100 XP, and then it costs you 2d10 shillings per 100, and then you have to make a hard test using the characteristic or skill most relevant to that talent as determined by the GM. If you succeed, you learn the talent. If you fail, you can try again with a future endeavour and gain a +10 to the modifier for each failed attempt.
Okay.
And then training, I think, is probably going to be the same thing, but for skills. Allows you to train in a skill or characteristic outside of your career, treating it as if it were in career. In addition to the normal XP cost, you must also pay money to the tutor for training basic skills and all characteristics. Cost XP plus 1d10 brass pennies, where XP is the number of XP it costs to buy the advance. Tutoring in all advanced skills costs double the amount. So if you wanted to pick up training in like an unusual weapon or a skill that isn't part of your career, you can do it. It just costs you money and XP as normal, but it costs you money and double XP if it's an advanced skill.
All right.
So there's a bunch of stuff people can do.
I can ferment dissent. Cause an uprising!
What page are you on there, sorry?
201, and then the pages before are general things you can do, and then 201
There's
is like
specific ones.
specific ones. So because I'm a burger, I can ferment
what
dissent.
You are Riverfolk. Your one is
Riverfolk,
to
I
latest
see.
news.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, research law. Okay, cool.
Nice.
So let's go round. We'll do, because we know what Nesta wants to do. Let's do Nesta first.
All right.
You wanted to research, yes?
Yes, please,
What would
yeah.
you like to research specifically? It needs to be a specific subject or event,
Either
or an individual.
find out more about the Lieberung family, or research the Tainted Hand. See if there's any literature on that.
How
Stained hand.
about you do one, I do the other?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can both do that.
I can do Lieberungs, then you do
You
the
into
Tainted
cults, or you into families? You do family, I do cult.
Hand. Yeah,
Yeah.
as a religious man. maybe cult
Yes, I need
walk
to
your streets?
gut out this corruption.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do. So you want to do Lieberungs, and then Brother Bummel is going to do the cult.
Yeah.
What law specializations do you have, Anesta?
I have Law Reichland. I have Law. And I have
Law.
Law.
Oh, law. L-A-W. Law. Yeah.
And I've just got research.
Okay.
And they're all advanced skills for me as well.
Sure. Research is an advanced skill. How about that? That's a good one. All right. Well, I would say, so you want to just learn more about the Lieberung family, yes? Okay. I would say, make a law, an average law test. This is plus 20 to the skill. And we'll say Law Reichland for now, because it is I'm assuming you're looking for like a noble family within Reichland.
And is it like an intelligence
So it should be your law skill. So what's your
skill?
If you have Law
Oh, it hasn't got
Reichland,
the characteristic for...
it should be intelligence.
Reichland law,
All law
yeah,
should be
INT.
intelligence, yeah.
INT.
And then if you've got advances, don't forget, you add them to the
So
total.
45. So my advance is plus 8.
So add that. You can add it to the total. So it's
53.
Yeah.
plus 20, so it's 73, Terranade.
What is that? 29.
Yeah, it's going to be a big
No,
success.
62.
Oh, 62.
62.
Can't read numbers.
So
plus
plus
one.
one. So it's a good success. You still succeed at it.
Okay.
It's interesting. You don't find much. You find that there is a family called the Lieberung family, but it's an old family name. You don't find any documentation recently. You don't find any records of you don't find much information at all. A couple of old documentations, maybe an old lineage, but it's maybe a century old. That's about it. That's all you can really find. There's not really much about them. They were an old merchant family that made their way into like upper classes, eventually inheriting land and things like that back in the day. But yeah, not much from the last, say, like 20 years, 30 years.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. And then Brother Bummel, you wanted to look into this hand. What was it? Specifically, you were looking at something called the Tainted Hand, you said?
Yeah, what's that? Manic's tavern preacher.
Sure. Manic Street Preacher.
Manic tavern preacher, though. You're not on the street.
He was on the street. He was on the street of
way to
100
the-
times.
Oh, I thought it was.
He was a Manic Street Preacher.
Okay, nice.
Nice. That's literally in the book, by the way. Sweet. So this is, but you don't have like law cults or like law or anything like that. do
No,
you?
I've got Law Reichland
and Law Britannia.
I got research though.
Yeah, I mean, this is. So I'm going by what the rulebook
Yeah,
says.
that's fine.
This says if you don't have the appropriate law in the subject you are looking into, but you are literate, which you are, you can make a difficult, which is -10 intelligence test.
And
What's
I'm
your
fatigued.
intelligence? Yeah, so it's -3. So
My
what's your
intelligence
intelligence
is
normal?
30.
So it'd go down by 20 to 10. So you got to roll under 10.
27.
27. You're tired, that nightmare just running through your mind. You search through, you kind of go to the Library of Altdorf and like you begin kind of researching it. You find probably that a lot of like books about cults or things like that are forbidden knowledge and they're not open to the public. You have to be specially licensed to be able to see that kind of material. There's probably a few questions, but being a priest of Sigmar, they kind of give you the benefit of the doubt and they do allow you access to some of their tomes. But reading through it, you find nothing about this hand. You don't see the symbol. You don't read anything. There's lots and lots of different organizations from different groups. Like you probably find that there are thieves guilds, there are assassins guilds, there are spy networks, there are secret societies, noble clubs, like very harmless, innocuous noble clubs that have a symbol for a hand. Sometimes it's a fist, sometimes it's a hand, sometimes it's got a certain number of fingers up. There are dozens of them, but nothing that you recognize, unfortunately. No useful information to be gained. I'd say, and then for you and Esther, it's like the main information you can find is that there really isn't anything new over the last like 30 years. There doesn't seem to be anything about the Lieberung family in that time.
Okay.
Certainly there's no record of a Castor Aloysius Lieberung as any sort of like noble. You don't find any evidence that they are any sort of noble family or anything like that.
Interesting.
All right. So we'll go down. Big Harry, you want to do some work?
Yeah, I'm kind of torn between that or doing some animal training.
Yeah, you can do that as well. Absolutely.
Could I do both? I don't
No,
know.
you can do one during the day. So we're going to do this as a one-day thing. So you can choose which one you would like to do.
Let's do something a bit different and go rat catching.
All right, cool. So you should briefly narrate exactly how your character makes money. This is intended more for fun background detail than to have any direct consequences. So I guess, yeah, you would go, find... There would probably be a rat catchers guild.
Yeah, I'd probably check in
and
with
you'd
them.
probably check them out, and they would, check you out and make sure you've got the credentials. You've probably got, like, a wooden sort of emblem or symbol or something like that, piece of parchment that's...
It's made out of rat hide.
Yeah, there you go. And it's got, like, a signature from, somebody in, wherever you're from, Bristol.
Bristol.
Like, your previous kind of, employer. And, there's this... he's a dwarf, and he's got this graying beard. Half of it's been burnt off. One of his eyebrows is missing. He's got an eye patch. One of his hands is a hook, and he looks like he's had a very rough life. And he's like,
But enjoyable.
right, Big Harry, let's go. Come on down. And he's got, very similar to you, it's not a candle on a hat, but he has like a helmet, it looks like a warrior's helmet, but it's got an oil lamp built into like a shuttered one. So it's kind of like a miner's lamp like hat. And he kind of turns that on. And he doesn't have like a dog, but he has 2 young boys. They're probably 14, 15. And they've got short bows, these compact little powerful short range bows. And then he's got a big spear. And he's like, come on then, let's go. And he looks at you and he's like, just be careful. I've seen them.
You have.
They're here.
Good to know.
I can smell them.
Oh.
Red eyes in the night. It's got no teeth. All of the teeth it's got, it's just gums. So the way this works is you generate money equal to... you then acquire the income you'll start your next adventure with, which is your standard income derived by your status. So this, I think, is based on... So you are brass what, do you remember, in your career?
I am brass 3.
Brass 3, so I think that's 2d10 per level, so 60 brass pennies you would earn. 60 brass pennies.
Okay.
That's a lot of D10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 10, 18, 20, 18, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 50.
50 brass pennies.
Hey.
Lovely bit of work a day. You don't find any ratmen. It is mainly a day. You do find some rodents of unusual size. There's a lot of like catching just normal rats. You bag quite a good number of them. Kind of split them out between you and the lads. The old dwarf, who is called Bron. Bron the dwarf. He basically has a deal where he'll basically take all your rats. He gives you the brass pennies, and then he'll go off and do the work of selling them and selling them to like the meat vendors and stuff like that. But he's just like, good work today, Big Harry. There's your money.
Thank you for having me along. It was delightful.
You're good, very good. That wee doggy, very nice. She's good. And like Beatrice probably caught a few of them. There was a couple of them who were definitely bigger than they should have been. And maybe one of them, you noticed one of its eyes was kind of milky white, like it was blind, but there was this green substance kind of bled into it. And when Bron saw it and you saw it, the 2 lads are like, this one's got a funny eye, Mr. Bron. He's like, he looks at you, he's like, you've seen this before.
Is it corruption? Mutation?
That's warp stone. This wee rat's had a nibble. They're here. Somewhere in the night. Red eye.
Have you ever fought one?
Aye. One of their assassins came for me in the night. Thought I was in my bed sleeping. I was having a shit.
In your bed?
No.
No,
In the outhouse.
Right.
And I saw him in the window from the candlelight. And I keep a crossbow in the shitter.
Very
so
wise.
I took him, and with my hook I pulled the bow, and I shot it. But when I went back up, there was no trace, just green blood. They're after old Bron, they are. Some say I shot the maid. I know it was a rat.
fucking guy.
I love him. Can he come along? Does he want some of the split? Let's go.
I need to find the rat that came to kill me.
A noble endeavour.
He shot his maid, didn't he?
Huh?
He shot his maid.
We don't.
He shot the rat man.
Finally,
Green blood.
I'd like to partake in just casual games and gossip and
a bit of carousing.
a bit of rabble
Now, are we
rousing.
gambling? Are we drinking?
If I
Are you
were to-
gossiping?
I'm gossiping.
All right, well, we'll do a
but
gossip then.
if I do happen to interact with a particular person who's like, oh, I'll give information if you pay me, beat me in this game, then I'll gamble.
Okay. Well, we'll see what you get on the gossip.
Yeah.
So gossip is just a straight up skill. Gossip is fellowship. But
What kind of difficulty we talking here?
we'll just do a challenging, so 0, like the no modifier. We just want to see. I just want to see what SL you get. And then that
Beat
will
a
determine.
40.
Yeah.
My rolls have changed. -3 with a 79.
-3. You spend most of the day. There probably is a couple of people that you maybe have to. I'd say spend 4 brass pennies. But the information isn't very valuable. What sort of thing were you trying to find out? Like just
if there is anyone that's just heard the name Librung, Castor. I mean, I'm asking all kinds of questions.
Yeah, you. Unfortunately, it's hard to sift the good information from the bad. Loads of people are like, yeah, I know a Castor. Yeah, he's the cheese maker down on Wine Street. And you're just like, yeah, not that guy.
Well,
people are like,
Librung.
people think like you ask about the name Aloysius. People are like, yeah, Al Delicious.
No,
and then they
I
send
didn't
you to a
say-
place that sells owl
Very
meat.
clearly said Aloysius.
Liberung, you kind of hear it's a horrible mixture of useless and not no information whatsoever.
Some of it might be true.
Unfortunately, nothing you really gain throughout the day is of any value.
Does anyone at any point in the corner of my eye, left arm, scratch their ear?
Make a perception check for me.
Okay.
Challenging, so 0
Let's see if I happen to come across these people again. Perception. What difficulty? Sorry.
0, so no modifier,
okay.
so challenging basically.
38
Is that so you got
is what I need, and I got a 13
13?
plus 2, baby.
You don't see the 2 that you saw before. You don't see any weird gestures or anything like that. But you're certain you're being followed at some point. And you glance around, and they're there for a brief moment, and then they kind of slip away into the crowd. But you see a bald man, maybe like some leather armor, but like underneath a thick jacket. Doesn't look like any of the people you saw before. But there's something, you've seen them somewhere, but you can't remember. It wasn't the 2 that approached you, but there's something familiar about them. Definitely was following you for a bit.
Okay.
And then almost seemed to recognize that they'd been spotted, and then they fade away, and they don't follow you again for the rest of the day.
Good. Great. All right. Cool.
All right.
I mean, I'm okay with that information.
Would any of you like to do anything for the next day, or would you like to head with Joseph on the boat?
I guess we could meet up with each other. We're also close to finishing up now, so
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I
if
don't
you-
have anything else to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'd only do some animal training if we did another day, but
had
That's the main thing is if you're going to spend a whole other day in the city,
Yeah.
then other things may happen, but I need to know.
how'd the book learning go?
Pretty dry.
Oh,
Pretty dry.
great. Okay.
One other thing. At some point, one of you, who might have encountered somebody handing out flyers. Somebody can put a hand up. Probably not in the sewers.
Gossiping.
I was wandering the city.
Somebody hands you this. Is a flyer talking about a festival in Bögenhafen. In Bögenhafen, it's the Schaffenfest! Annual Schaffenfest in Bögenhafen!
I did.
Best wine fair in the Empire!
I did procure this. I've got no idea though. Here you go.
Alrighty, let's
Can't read it.
The council and burghers of Bögenhafen announced that the grand opening of the annual
Schaffenfest.
Schaffenfest will be
Oh.
held on the town meadow this Mittefrugel
I thought you could
day.
read.
Sorry, it's just the handwriting's a bit funny on this.
Yeah, it all looks like a mess to me.
The fair will last 3 days through the hours of daylight by gracious permission of His Grace.
Graf Wolfhelm von Spaffenbem.
Spaff on them.
Spaff on them. Yeah.
Spaff on
Heard
them.
of him.
It's not. The thing is it's not that far off what he's saying. I believe it's Sapothoname.
Sorry,
Saponathime. Saponathim.
Let me see what that actually.
It does look like spaff on them. It does look like
I
spaff
feel
on
like
them.
some developers have been having a little bit of fun.
Yeah. Don't forget, this was like their home game when they
Spaff on
first did it. It was
Yeah.
Graf Wilhelm von Spaff on them.
Yeah.
There's going to be a great joust and a livestock market.
Oh, livestock.
Greatest travelling swine fair in the Empire. A Schaffenfest.
Schaffenfest. There we go.
Perhaps get on that boat then. If we're going to catch this 3 days.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
my
what's going on?
my question is, are you getting on the boat today, or are you going to wait and do it tomorrow?
I think that was the.
Would it take most of the day for us to do these things?
No, I'd say, well, probably most of the day, yeah. It's like, you'd have to leave, like, in the evening, and Joseph's like, we
I-
tonight, but...
Yeah, I think we intended to delay it by a full day, so
All
we'll
right.
be leaving
Tomorrow
in the morning.
morning.
Fresh in
Alright.
the morning.
Which does mean we need to get more rooms, obviously,
Yeah.
but
So Gwen isn't going to cover these ones. A room at the inn is going to cost you... So a common room, which is like what you two shared, is 10 brass pennies. And a private room would be 8 silver.
I can cover this. I caused a ruckus last night. At least let me pay pittance for what I did
the
yesterday.
entire. You sure?
Yes. I gave in to a vice. And it wasn't.
Let me
wasn't
get our room. I think that Sigmar is looking upon me and judging me, so I think we need to pay our way.
I'm all right with that.
Right.
10.
Oh, I
10 brass pennies for a common room, which will sleep 3. Private rooms cost 8 silver.
Is this 10? How many brass and a silver?
12.
12, yeah.
I'll give you the 10.
10 brass pennies.
I need 4.
So that's a
silver.
room for basically 3 of you if you want.
It's the same room.
Yeah,
Sorry.
okay.
Yeah, it fits 3 if you want, or if you want some more comfort. That's up to you, but I've paid for this room.
Okay. I can pay for one more room.
Wait, who are you covering now? Yourself?
Well, me and Harry have already shared a room for one night.
Who are you taking with you?
If you want to swap with someone else in case I have more nightmares, I understand.
No, I don't mind. You know, a bit of screaming reminds me of home.
Oh,
I mean, if you want to take an Esther, I guess that's me and Gwen.
okay.
Gwen smiles.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
Okay.
But you want me to cover it, right?
Yeah.
Of course you do. Fucking. So what is it for 2 people?
It's for a common room, it's 10 brass pennies.
Okay. There's a silver. I expect the change. Thanks.
Can I have 4 silvers from my ratty?
Endeavour.
Oh, yeah, I didn't actually give you the pennies, did I?
Gwen, what have you been up to all day?
Sleeping, eating, fucking. Didn't really do that much. You didn't tell me what you wanted me to do. You all went off doing your own thing. I don't know what I can help with. You need to tell me what you're all up
Coming
to.
on the boat with us?
Yeah, I can come on the boat. Yeah.
Just from the.
Do you know Bögenhafen that well?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know it as well as Altdorf, but I know it.
Well, you're part of the crew now.
Yeah.
Great.
Fresh face tomorrow then.
Yeah, early on.
All right.
Early.
Okay.
I might try and see if I can get my robes washed.
Yeah.
Was that not part of the bath?
No, well, I mean, yeah, like you could have washed them like during when you had the bath and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll soak them in there.
Yeah.
And then leave them out to dry.
Yeah, in the morning, like you could have got them. Yeah, yeah. We'll say that that's all cleaned up.
Okay.
All right, you guys sleep. Creamer and Gwen shack up for the night, I'm assuming.
Yeah, why not? Whatever.
Why not?
Yeah.
Just that infernal squeaking.
Having a nightmare.
Just put a pillow over your head. Don't worry about
Don't
it.
mind me. Got to roll for something.
Concentration.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Sexually transmitted corruption.
3. Castor Liberum.
Sexually transmitted corruption.
Yeah.
I need you to take a point of corruption,
Okay.
and then also I'm going to give you the
What
choice.
did you do to Gwen?
Oh no, it says randomly.
I'm just like living life. I'm just like, I'm so like.
You've been rat catching?
Yeah, I'm having a great time.
We
No
don't
corruption, full night's sleep.
Yeah, we don't actually. Like, 2 corruption is still not. We don't know anything about this, right?
Right now, no, don't worry about it.
Oh,
You know,
we
people
know,
like go on
obviously.
holiday and
we
get
got the
magnets
corrupted,
from the
boy.
place they've been.
Oh,
You get
yeah.
a rat
Hey.
from every town.
Yeah,
Get
a
corrupted.
little rat
Did I
hide,
just give you some of my corruption?
and it has
high
a seal
five?
I think I need
from every
another point.
city.
Tom, can you roll a
That's nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
D2D10 for me, please?
2d10. I
Yep.
can indeed. Wait, as in you want a percentile roll?
No,
or-
2D10 specifically.
I got a 4 and a 9.
So
Nice.
13.
13.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I'll do this in a row. So evens, I'll do the top one. Odds, I'll do the bottom one.
Oh, a 50-50.
Evens.
Oh,
You got 13, yeah?
yeah.
Cool. Yep. Brother Bummel,
Yeah.
I'm afraid to say that again, when you wake up in the morning, you wake up screaming as you have had more horrible nightmares. You do not gain an extra fatigue condition,
But I'm still.
but you are unrested. Yeah, it's a horribly unpleasant thing. When you all meet up in the morning, I think probably Gwen might be the first one to point it out. But you all sit down, and like Gwen's looking at Kramer really like weirdly. She's like,
Oh, don't make this weird. We had fun.
"Now, for you all knew him before I met you, right? I'm just trying to think. I feel like I'm going mad. What color were his eyes? What color were your eyes when you met him?
They were a pale grey.
Were they now? Interesting.
Why? What do you mean?
He's got green eyes.
What, luminous?
Not luminous.
Okay.
But like,
Emeraldy.
yeah, like you have green eyes now. She's like, I swear they weren't green last night.
Green?
Is this a light, maybe?
That's what I was trying to figure out. I'm trying to look. I'm trying to decide if it's just like the light in here or.
Oh, no. Check the will. It doesn't mention his eyes, does it?
I don't think it does. No. No.
Okay. For a second there. All right, that's my first worry. My second worry is my eyes are green.
Yes,
Wow, do they look
looks nice. Suits you.
great? Okay, good.
Nesta, what color is your little scarf that you wear?
Red, I think.
It's not. It's blue.
What?
With that, we're going to end today's session.
Wait, hang on. Okay, my eyes changing colour, corruption, but your scarf.
So, with that, thanks everybody. I can say I gave you some XP last week for some of this. You'll get 10 points of XP for befriending Joseph.
Okay.
You'll get 5 XP for not attacking the young nobles.
5
Yeah.
for that restraint.
Well, and then I'm going to give you another 5 for how you dealt with the man in black. You could have earned more depending on how you dealt with him, but I'm going to
Okay.
give you another 5. And then I will say, because you're basically going to leave Altdorf on the boat the next time we play, right?
Sure, yeah.
You can have another 10 because if you leave Altdorf on the boat.
30 XP.
So 30 XP
Jeez.
to everybody, including Gwen.
Oh, you know what? That gives me enough. If I wanted to, I could advance my skill in local law.
Oh,
And then I've got 5 in everything.
Another
which is enough
thing-
to get myself promoted.
if any of you want to take Joseph up on his offer of working on the boat for this journey, you are free to take up if you take up the offer to be a crew, you can immediately enter the boatman career for 0 XP. This is a one-time offer. If a character wishes to take up the opportunity later, it will cost the standard amount of XP. So
Holy
basically,
shit.
like you can learn to be a boatman.
That's cool.
Whilst you are on the boat, but it means you have to take it now. Like it's all like when we do as
Wow.
we start the next session. But it will cost you 0 XP to gain the boatman career.
And that's different to the Huffer, right?
Why would you
believe
not
so.
take it?
Because I like being a rat catcher.
And you don't forget, you've got to before you can leave that career again, you've got to get all of the boatman skills.
Oh, no, I'm going to stay priest.
Yeah,
I figured most of you would, but
I like being a
I
rat.
mean, I'll certainly take a look because, I mean, Huffer to boatman, what's the.
might not be
major
that big of a
change here?
difference. Yeah, for sure. You might just gain like a new career skill or something like that. Or
Yeah,
Very
that's the
cool.
point. So would we
Work experience.
lose our previously gained career skills?
You don't lose the career skills. No, you would just it would transfer to like what your ones that you can train in.
Oh, I
you
see.
don't gain anything for free. I don't believe. I think it's just you can then buy the talents for that career.
Yeah.
You can spend points to gain advances in that career's skills, but you have to get those to the minimum amount before you can change them.
That's cool.
But I thought that was a cool little touch. Like it
nice.
says
Yeah.
specifically in it,
Yeah.
if anybody takes up on this offer, they can learn to be a boatman.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be a little rat boy.
Yeah, and I'm sorry that the Tamman people were horrible. I'm just trying to play the adventurers.
It is Warhammer.
Yeah, no, I mean
They were very mean.
they
but,
were
fun.
noble bastards.
it is in there. That,
Cements
like,
us in this world.
yeah, and like,
Why is there a chicken on fire in this picture?
but it is also like, as you know, even though I technically describe those bodyguards as being scary, you can fight them. Like you can just be like, nah, f this. Like we're gonna beat them up. And it's like, yeah, fair enough. Or it even says as well, the players may want to seek revenge by following them and getting revenge
I
on
did
them
want
later
to
and
like
stuff.
pee in their wine or something, but
Yeah.
they left before I could.
Yeah, or I think it says in this like that you guys like the players might choose to follow them and then ambush them later.
Oh,
and I was just
Pretty
like,
good.
like
No, I wanted to pee on them.
you want to pee on them.
And this is much the same as what. Oh, actually, they start as silver 1.
Ooh,
that's
you get a
pretty
pay
good.
increase.
Oh, now I'm seriously going to consider it.
Okay, well you can have a think about that before we play on the next Warhammer Wednesday.
Yeah.
Warhammer Wednesday!
Warhammer
Nice.
Wednesday.
Well, thanks for joining us for this. We're enjoying playing this different system.
Yeah.
It is a very different style of game, but we're having a good fun time with it.
Yeah.
Hope you're enjoying it as well. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Goodbye. Bye.
Everybody.